Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We're at it again. We are at it again. Oh, what's up, Gary? Oh,
Well,
what's up, Gary? How's it
hello.
going?
How are you?
Good, man.
We were having an interesting conversation over here, and we didn't know if you were planning to go live, but
Yeah. What's up?
yeah. Well, we were just talking about Nico, and I didn't realize that Nico had was Mormon growing up and then left the church. So we were talking about
Oh, that's cool.
the Book of Mormon and the origins of the Book of Mormon and things like that. And so
Gotcha.
then we started talking a little bit about cults.
Uh-huh.
And so how have you been?
Good, man. I got canceled again today.
For over what?
Yeah, one of my a clip that I made of responding to that guy about the hospital ventilator thing, and I did a clip of it. It's weird. My live streams aren't getting flagged, but my my clips are. What's up, Ado? How's it going, bro? And yeah, I got clapped again, but my last week I got a warning for talking about my published research, and then today I got a thing for responding to another conspiracy. So it's weird. It's just the clips. It's not the lives. So I don't know what it is.
So in my live just now, I was showing my website where my books are, and I pulled up Barnes and Noble to show where, because I have a book coming out on September 1st, and so I showed that, and I got flagged. And the flag said, "You're showing content that's not your own content." And I'm like, "But that's my content. That's my publication." But anyway,
it's exhausting, man. It's exhausting. Love you, Ado.
Mm-hmm.
Love you, man. Thank you. I don't know, man. I'm just like, well, I'm so stubborn. I really don't care. It's like I refuse to stop. I refuse to let up these people. It's just another way that these people are being coddled and protected. And
so you responded to this because you and I had talked about my experience with ventilators. Mm-hmm. Was that during that, like where there was a conspiracy?
Someone was on talking about one of the thing where people were getting paid to have the paid extra money to be
it's just so offensive.
Yeah,
so terrible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I made
it angers me.
And I went through it. He had 3 sources. I went through every single one of them, read every single one of them. All of them didn't prove anything that he said. It actually said the opposite. And then he came on voice chat and was like, "Okay, this one is the one, dude." And so then I went through it again with him, and then that 4th one again, there wasn't anything. So I just wanted to, like, it was like a learning exercise, showing everything. And it was a super cut of it was like 7 minutes long, which I know isn't going to do well in the algorithm, but I don't care, right? I just want to put it out there as like you can engage with these ideas by just reading the things that people tell you or send to you.
So that's what gets flagged as misinformation.
I guess it's just I think they're so long. Having them so long will just there's too many little blips that can be false positives, basically.
Do you appeal?
Yeah, every time. Both of them I got them redacted, but still, I mean, it's they're. I don't know if it's the algorithm afterwards, but they die. Each of them die. So
yeah. So when I got flagged on the live I appealed and just said, "This is my content," and sent my link. It immediately got, within 10 seconds, it got approved, which was so that's positive.
Nice. Yeah, it's weird, man. I don't know what it is. There's so much content going on TikTok, right? So there has to be AI algorithms obviously pushing.
Yeah.
And it's so heavy-handed in some ways, and then other times it's completely absent. It's very odd. I feel like people can just be on here and talking about any conspiracy constantly with no feedback. nothing. And then as soon as you try to like engage and show why they're wrong, at least like in the live, I'm like good, right? It's just like supercuts of the live where I'm trying to make like edits of them. And so I've honestly thought about like maybe I just don't sacrifice the possible live drama and just do kind of like talking head unedited my editorials or something on my main page, but
and not use the live clips to
exactly
as your content.
But that kind of sucks, dude. Then it kind of sucks. I mean,
I know because the live content's what gets people interested when you clip it. Yeah,
but I mean, at the same time, like my edited videos that go out, I mean, bro, they're coming in like 150 views. It's not like it's not like anything that's like, oh, this is why I'm gonna sacrifice this whole thing for. So I need to figure out how to like keep my voice and keep my message, not be able, because I won't moderate myself. You know what I mean? I just know. So I have to like figure out where I can go.
I have Dr. T over here sending a comment. She is saying that you can do a second account that can post, and then you can stitch with commentary.
Oh, that's an interesting.
So having two accounts, yeah, I've never tried that.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know you could have two accounts.
Huh? That's a good idea. That's interesting. I never thought about that.
Comment on yourself, yeah.
That'd be interesting. Yeah, I've had people do that took my stuff and did that, so that makes sense. Yeah, we'll have to see, man. I don't know.
How's school for your kids?
2 times in a week, man. 2 times in a week. So it's just like, give me a break,
Yeah. But it's TikTok that's flagging you, not someone complaining about you.
I think so.
Like it's the algorithm. Yeah.
I don't know how. I mean, I posted it in Discord. I think it was like it was flagged for misinformation both times. So it was incorrectly being caught up in that, like I was pushing this stuff. But
so that's the algorithm.
Yeah, which is wild because the people that are pushing this stuff, there's tons of videos of people talking about misinformation on here. That's like it's like misinformation central, which is so it's like kind of one of the reasons why I'm here. So I don't really get it. But I thought it would be safe. I don't know, but I guess not. Yeah. But whatever, man. Whatever. I'm just gonna keep going on. And if I need to, I don't know. I wanted to like try to keep the editorial back, behind the scenes stuff for kind of like the, sub only kind of thing, but if I have to like bring it out for just my main account or do talking head stuff, and I don't know. What's up, guys? How's it going?
Well, Nico just said that you are now on the wrong side of the aisle is the problem.
This is my whole point, bro. Science is like we are on the outside. You know what I mean? MAGA is and Maha is the institution. They are the swamp, dude. That they are the thing that that we have to rally against, man. So these guys like feign this marginalization or this feigned victimhood, and it's like it's all wrong.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Hey guys, what's up, Ducray? What's up, Shu? Nice to see you, man. Hi, Michael. How are you?
Hey, Ducray. I can't see you, but I heard your name, so I'll say hey to you too. I only know a few of your followers, not many.
I think it's just wild to have 2 in 1 week, I guess. But both of them got appealed, so I guess the appeals are really nice. Oh, he said Ducray says hi back.
Well, if you could look at it like this, like you're taking on misinformation and correcting it, and so you're dabbling in the swamp.
Yeah.
And maybe a little of swamp gets on you.
I'm Swamp Thing, dude. That's the thing. I am Swamp Thing. So yeah, I think that you're probably the only person that gets that other than me. So
I do.
Great show.
Great movie.
Yeah, exactly. So
Scared me to death when I first saw it. I was a little
I know,
kid.
dude. It just comes out of nowhere. The guy just comes out of nowhere. It's wild.
I know. But have you watched it recently? Because it's not that good.
That does not hold up. Swamp Thing does not hold up, dude. There's no way.
It does not hold up. No.
But yeah, dude. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I put, honestly, my stuff on YouTube is like insane. I put it on YouTube and it's all been going nuts. I think the crazy thing is like the engagement here and the amount of people that are like pushed into your lives. So, like if I have to put edits and stuff up on YouTube or something, I guess, or I don't know. Like I don't know what it is.
Do you know how to dual stream? You can dual stream live here and YouTube.
But dude, it's like, I mean, YouTube is like dead compared to this. I mean, dead.
True.
I mean, that's
true.
Twitch. I mean, I was doing dual stream YouTube and Twitch and for over a year, 2 years, and I would get like maybe 2 or 3 people, like maybe.
I know. I hated that. Like on YouTube, my YouTube lives. That's why I stopped YouTube. Is just because I get tons of views on something I edit and post, but when I'm on YouTube live for 2 hours and it's my sister that shows up.
Yeah, exactly.
It sucks.
The discoverability is next to zero. I mean, it is. I mean, that is why, like, I'm here because all you guys are here. You know what I mean? That's the whole point. So I don't know. I don't want to ruin that, but I also don't want to like be neutered, and I don't want to. I think it's ridiculous for me to have to moderate my voice or hold back or anything. I hate that. So I don't know. I probably just won't, and just kind of like keep redlining it and see what happens.
And appeals are working.
As long as the appeals are working, then I'm going to keep going forward and not change anything. But I mean, they're getting the appeals are working within a couple of hours. So
but
I don't know, man. So it's wild. It's wild. What's up, Nico? Yeah, I got another warning for one of my videos that I got doing the hospital ventilator COVID stuff. So it is what it is, guys. I had Jill Stein's science advisor try to get me kicked out of high school. I mean, kicked out of my grad program. I had QAnon come after me, give me death threats. I had TikTok, twice try to get me down. Trump tried to get me kicked out of science. It's like, I don't know what we're doing something right, I guess. I don't know. I'm like one more cancellation away from a Joe Rogan invite. So
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, right, dude. I would go in there. There's no way that he would be having a good time on that one. So I know. Yeah, Jill Stein, the book tour that hails herself as a presidential run every 4 years, trying to sell a book, but it's ridiculous.
I have a question for you. Do you watch South Park?
I used to, but I've been catching the clips of the latest season.
Okay. Hilarious.
Yeah.
The new season. I haven't.
I've honestly, I think that they melted the brains of probably half of the millennials, like the whole douche versus turd sandwich thing for Bush v. Gore. And they think that every single election is like that now. And or have been. And good point. And then now it's because they were really libertarian coded, super, who knows, there's a difference between these two, and then they're finally coming out, at least they're coming out against Trump, I guess, which is nice. But what's up, Spencer, how's it going? But yeah, I'm happy that they're speaking up, because anyone that is any libertarian, left or right libertarian, you should be speaking out against against it
with a heavy federal hand, this,
boots
taking
boots, literally friggin' federal agents going in,
threatening states with withholding funding, all this high level of federal intervention, which, Republicans used to say we only care about state rights, but they don't care anymore about state rights, right?
Federalism. That's the whole idea of the Federalist Society. I mean, the idea that these SCOTUS justices come from this school
The Federalist
of
Society.
These are all independent incubators of liberty and democracy, and they, versus now we have Chief Justice Roberts writing in immunity clauses for the POTUS for the first time. It's like, what is going on?
I know. That's that crazy. That is crazy. Oh, so the checks and balances. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't know. Mm-hmm. This is a historic time. We're watching history unfold right in front of us.
Yeah. Who happened that, Omar? What happened? Okay. Well, I got people that want to join as a guest, I guess. So
I'll let you go. Yeah.
All right, man. Well,
thank you. Thank you. Good to see you. And hello to all your followers.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm going to probably finish up some writing and then come back over to your live and make comments. Okay.
Okay. All right.
I'll see you, man. Okay. Take care. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, of course, dude. Let's see here.
What's up, Doc?
Hey, what's up, Spencer? You can't do the co-host with the guest thing, so it's all good. It's like a natural stopping point too. So how's it going, man?
Okay, it's good. I didn't know if you use Windows PCs or not, but the August update is bricking hard drives, corrupting the entire drive. So if you've got a lot of research, if you've got you definitely want to go in and roll back, just uninstall that latest update and pause updates until they can figure out. It's like a big deal.
That's a good point, man. Thank you. It's always a good thing, your digital life, man, making sure that you have good backups, back up your stuff, guys. Hey, what's up, Squatch? Man, for all my research, I got multiple a physical hard drive. I got a Google Drive. You gotta make sure you have it all in it. Exactly, Dr. T. You gotta have multiple backups.
Redundancy.
Exactly.
But yeah, I it sucks when it's there'll be an error and then you'll suffer from it, and then your buddy will be like, "Oh yeah, I heard about that." I'm like, "Oh well, thanks for spreading the message, buddy."
Dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good looking
and
out,
so
man.
I know how this could impact people. I mean, just losing photos, and data recovery tools on some of these drives are just it's corrupting the drive, so you can't even recover the data.
Wow,
yeah, it's pretty bad.
That's wild. That's not
good. So it was just a friendly PSA. That was all.
Sick. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Anytime.
All right, have a good one, man.
You too.
All right, sick, guys. Well, thank you. Thanks, Krista. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. Well, if you hadn't heard the news, guys, we got canceled again. Sorry to go over it. But freaking, I got a second warning on my account for covering a conspiracy last night on a clip that I posted today. I don't know why. Both of them got appealed, so they're gone, which is nice. They get appealed within a couple of hours, but I got my first one last week for talking about research that I've done, unpublished, peer-reviewed journals, and then that was wild. So then they got flagged as misinformation for science that I've done. I don't know. And then today I got responding to a conspiracy and stuff, and I got clapped on that one. But again, they both got I appealed both and got them removed within hours, so that's good. No strikes on the account. We keep going forward, I guess. I don't know. It's I know it is ridiculous. I don't get it. It's very frustrating. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't. It doesn't seem to be with the lives themselves. It's the clips of the lives. So maybe I stop doing the edited stuff and kind of just do kind of editorials. Me looking at the camera, just kind of what's up, how I feel about stuff. But yeah, exactly. I think I'm gonna keep going on, keep doing the thing that I want. I want to keep I'm not going to lose my voice. I'm going to keep saying what I want to say. And then we'll moderate later if we need to, and just do the live or something. Someone else had talked about doing the edits on another account. I don't know. Maybe that'd be a good idea, but I don't want to lose the live, So hope everyone's doing good, having fun, having a good day. Exactly, Christine. I couldn't agree more. Exactly. I am exceedingly stubborn, so it is okay. I do create. I put everything that I put up on TikTok, I put up on YouTube Shorts as well, because that's where the replay of the live goes every noon the next day. So if you want to catch the restream of the previous night's show, happens at noon the next day. And the shorts get like maybe 2 or 3. Thank you, John. They get like 2 to 5 views on the shorts. So it's great. I mean, even the edits that I do for TikTok and stuff, I mean, still it's like 150 views maybe. So, I mean, we're not like talking anything that's like worth going crazy over. I have fun with them. I've been bringing in my YouTube experience and editing kind of to my TikTok shorts. Yeah, they're awful, man. They're awful. Yeah, full vids. I only do full vids on YouTube right now. Yeah, thank you for the follow. Yeah, it's I mean, I have like I don't know. It is what it is, guys. It is what it is. I think I'm not afraid. I'm just another way that these conspiracy people are being coddled, and it like really frustrates me, because you look at the search page and it's like definitive Bigfoot sightings, little green alien found, all that kind of stuff, and then there I am trying to just respond to something, and now I'm getting the warning, and it's just like what is happening? So, well, Nora, hang out and you'll figure it out, So it's all good. Welcome in. I got a science article we can do a little later. Welcome in, Nora. Oh, well, all good. Yeah, we're just kind of starting stream, hanging out, chilling. Everyone can request if you guys have a question, if you have an idea that you want to talk about, or our latest segment, if you have been vaccinated this week. If you have been vaccinated this week, say something in chat and we will celebrate you. That's what we do here. Oh, I'm sorry, Omar. What the hell is going on? Weird. I'm sorry, bro. Yeah, if you've been vaccinated this week, we're going to celebrate you. If you have a science question, get into chat, get into request up. If you, all that kind of stuff. The shingles shot, that's a great question. I mean, I think it matters. I talked to your physicians, and I think it's whether or not you've had it as a kiddo, right? Chickenpox. LJ, that's a really good question. I think that they're going to make it harder. They're going to make it a lot harder to get them, because they're going to have RFK telling physicians that they're not safe. So I think that they're not going to be recommended. So I do think that they might be expensive. The insurance might not cover them, which is going to be ridiculous. But I think that could happen. Okay, Max, you should get into voice man if that's how you feel. For calling out and debunking a conspiracy, Hayden. So again, these conspiracy people are being coddled, and because they are the deep state people. The people that push conspiracies now are the deep state. They are the institutions. They are the HHS. Maha runs the FDA. So they are the ones that we are on the outside with, fighting from the outside. So That's the, like, you have to realize that RFK hasn't banned genetically modified foods because he knows that they're not actually dangerous, right? He knows that vaccines aren't actually dangerous because he's not banning them right now. So everyone that voted for Trump, everyone that voted for Trump thinking that Maha and they were actually going to care about anything like that, they lied to you, and I'm sorry about it, but it is true. I'm the one that's telling you the truth. So yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about it, you definitely can like go ahead and request up, but otherwise you can just stay there if you want. But it's the uncomfortable truth that it is real, that you guys own all of the institutions. So all the institutional failures are on you now. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it is true. It is true, Ruby. I'm sorry. It is. What about the Trump RFK's new health record sharing thing? I didn't hear about that. Could you send it in the Discord, Jen? Yeah, exactly. RFK, dude. RFK takes TRT, man. What do you know what I mean? He's like, yeah, he's on TRT, and he's gonna say something about vaccines being not safe. I mean, it's ridiculous. So yeah, exactly, guys. When Joe Rogan got COVID-19, right? He had symptoms. You know what happened? He crawled to his physician and begged his physician and said, oh, please, I can't die like the pores. Oh, please, give me the most experimental treatment that you could possibly give me. And he got monoclonal antibodies. He got a $20,000 treatment. He said, I can't die like these poor people are dying. Give me the $20,000 treatment. So Joe Rogan spent the Honda Civic on his COVID treatment. That's exactly right. I'm sorry. He's got monoclonal antibodies. I'll pay you $5 if you can even type what monoclonal antibodies are in chat. It's true. I'm sorry. Yeah, I love that you guys are typing misinformation. I love that. Thank you for exactly, Omar. These guys are all liars. When it comes down to it, they trust the science and they are grifting you. They are lying to you about to get your vote. And then once they get in, they are abandoning you for the billionaires. And that's what's happening. All you did was vote for the billionaires to take over. And now we are where we are. All right. I'm not seeing it, Jen. Not everything they say on Max. They literally said it. They said that from Joe Rogan's mouth himself. He was talked about it. He talked about what he went through. Like, what are you talking about, bro? You trust the science until it's time for gender. What are you talking about? Like, what? You're just speaking nonsense right now. Monoclonal antibodies are exactly okay. User exactly, yeah. It's the Democrat. Ruby, I'm so happy that you're here, genuinely. I hope that you stay, and I love that you're watching, and I love that you're here and you're listening to us. So that is so good. You know, you stay here long enough and you have a science friend that you can always come to. You can ask questions to. You can, oh, you put it in the bot channel. Okay. Okay, here we go. All right, just putting in the show notes. Here we go. What do you like more, Pfizer or Moderna? I think Moderna had higher efficacy pretty much the entire time. So, do you people hate America that bad? Why do you fight so hard for the criminals? Okay, yeah, so none of that is true. And if that's what you think, then you should watch this stream more. And I can't wait for you to be here longer. Which billionaire eugenics company do you like the best? I don't know. I mean, Trump likes the one that pays him the most in Trump coin. So I don't know. None of them have given me money, but they've given Trump hundreds of millions of dollars through Trump coins. So I'm sorry, but that's another uncomfortable truth, and facts don't care about your feelings. So I'm sorry. Okay. From Jen. Friend of the stream. Friend of the show. Jen is a legend. Do you know how to lime Trump coin? I don't know. Mine Trump coin? I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't think you can. Mining is like a specific thing related to Bitcoin. So I don't think that you can. Okay. Friend of the show, Jen. Am I a Trump supporter? Colorado Blue, thank you for coming in. Just stay and watch a little bit, bro. It's all good. Dude, guys, genuinely, though, in the chat, we have a lot of Republicans, and it's good, and I love it. I actually genuinely do that there's so many Republicans in here because we turn them and sway them one show after another. It's amazing. Some of our biggest fans of the stream are Republicans. My side is Americans. I'm with the Americans. That's what side I'm on. Okay. So the Trump announces a new health tracking system. Experts raise ethical and legal concerns. The Trump administration announced it's launching a new program that will allow Americans to share personal health data and medical records across health systems and apps run by private tech companies, promising that will make it easier to access health records and monitor wellness. More than 60 companies, including major tech companies like Google, Amazon, Apple, as well as healthcare giants like United Health Group and CVS, have agreed to share patient data in the system. The initiative will focus on diabetes and weight management, controversial artificial intelligence that helps patients, and digital tools such as QR codes and apps that register patients for check-ins and track medications. Like, I don't understand why you have to have this from the government, though. Don't we already have that? I think that we already have something like that. The system, spearheaded by the administration, has already freely shared highly personal data that Americans, in ways that have tested legal bounds, could put patients' desires for more convenience at their doctor's office in a collision course with the expectations their medical information be kept private. Yeah, I don't understand. It's very odd to me, especially considering that they have this whole like Doge, all that your information is going to be AI data soon. You know, it's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, exactly. I don't understand what the end goal is exactly. It's very weird. I think they put this in the bill that type 2 diabetes should have monitors covered. Yeah. I mean, that's if they do they already, they should. The type 1 and type 2 diabetics should. Those are cool. I mean, the new monitorings or devices are very cool. So that kind of stuff I can understand, right? Having like a solidified API like between all those. Oh, only type 1. Oh, interesting. Thanks, Jess, for pointing that out. I understand. So Jen, I would be for it if we were talking about like an API access thing, like a unified way to disseminate information so everyone's on the same track and it's more easy to share information, but themselves creating the database, that is very weird to me. I'm not okay with that. Oh, interesting. Hey bud, how's it going, man? There are enormous ethical and legal concerns, says Laura Goslin, a Georgetown University law professor who specializes in public health. Patients across America should be very worried about their medical records being used in ways that harm them and their families. Officials at the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services who will be in charge of maintaining the system. Wait, what? The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services? Why? As if they don't have enough going on? That is what? Why would you put that under those? That doesn't make any sense. Those officials said patients, so all Americans are going to have their stuff stored by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services? That makes no sense. Exactly, Omar. Like what? Like they're already not doing that well. I don't get it. Ashley, that's interesting. How do they get it then? How are they getting it? I'm curious because I know that this is like a big thing with the Doge thing, right? They're all trying to mine the data. Yeah, I agreed, Shoes. How do you know how to create like Trump coin? No, I don't, Lydia. Why don't you tell us? Oh, wild. So the state, they just request it from the state and the state gives them healthcare data? How is the state getting interesting. Oh God, guys, we found the reason why this is happening. Oh, this is it. Omar, we found it. Those officials who said patients will benefit from the system that lets them quickly call up their own records without the hallmark difficulties, such as requiring the use of fax machines to share documents and have them prevented. So in the past, quote, this is it, guys. We're going to have remarkable advances in how consumers can use their own records, end quote, said Mehmet Oz, Dr. Oz, who leads the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. That's it. That's the reason. So they basically put Mehmet Oz in charge of this because of Trump does this all the time. It's just like the biggest celebrity. They'll just you're in charge of 5 different agencies now, and you're the head of all of them. Oh my God! Popular weight loss and fitness subscriptions service Noom, which has signed onto the initiative, will be able to pull records after the systems expect launch early next year. Like, don't they already do that? Don't you have I have a healthcare app that you can already pull from everything from. You already can pull your Noom. You can pull your stuff from all the different sources. I use Guava. So it's the Guava pulls from my chart, LabCorp, all my blood pressure, the readings, everything. So it's all the steps, everything, and it's all free and it's good. Yeah, it's a central location. Lydia, what's the date today? You have 5 seconds to write the date today in chat, or you're going to get banned because I think you're a bot. Exactly. That doesn't make any sense. Lydia, please. Okay. All right, see you, Lydia. Bye. Bye, Lydia. Have fun with Trump coin. Okay. Oh, thanks. No, I'm fine. Are you okay? I'm good. Yeah, you can request up. Go ahead. Sweet. Nice, dude. All right. Cool. Thanks. You just request to join the multi-guest thing. You just hit request. It should be open to everyone. It should be open. Right now, you have a lot of siloed data. I mean, I guess like I understand what they're talking about, but I still don't understand why the government should be the one that's holding the data. That's just weird to me. Like, I feel like you could have your own data. Siloed data, I think like apps, like lots of data in different places. Is that what they're talking about? But why would the government be the one that holds the data? That's what I don't understand. So, like, why would they? Yeah, exactly, Ashley. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, this one right here. So this one right here is like the chat. This is like what you guys are chatting with right now. And this is what I'm seeing right now, but since I do clips of these lives, I like to have the chat on the screen so people know what I'm responding to. It's kind of nice. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Southeast. Yeah. There isn't a request button tonight. Oh, no. Really? I see it. Okay. Yes, there is. Okay. No, you can't just call me, dude. Dude, the amount of people that are like, just, I'll signal call you though. You're like, bro, like, what are you talking about? So weird. A lot of people trying to get into the signal chat, guys. A lot of people kind of trying to slide into the signal chat. I'll tell you what. Oh, there he is. Badass Fisher. What's up? What's up?
I found the button.
Yo, how's it going, bro?
Hey, it's going pretty good. How are you going, man?
Good.
So, what exactly are you wanting to talk about?
Whatever you
Because I
want.
just joined.
I'm a scientist, so I have a background
scientist?
in molecular biology and microbiology.
Okay.
So, and I've done
So, I
genetically
think I have
modified
a
stuff for a living,
topic
basically.
we can do. So, I've just been kind of scrolling lives for the past bit, and people have been asking the age for TikTok, and I was just kind of thinking, like, why does this really matter? Does age really matter in opinions? So, do you think being younger has an change on your opinions? Like, I am 15, I will admit that. Do you think that refutes my ability to have opinions?
No, not at all, dude. I was like reading newspapers and I had political opinions since I was in 7th, 8th grade because I was reading the paper every day. So, you know,
I just feel like it was kind of unfair how they were kicking me when they would ask for the age, and then I would say in the chat, like, hey, why can't I speak my mind? Is my age restricting this? Or, like, I didn't get it.
okay. Yeah, I mean,
But
I don't think so.
yeah, but I do have another question for you. What exactly is molecular biology?
Molecular biology is basically using the DNA and changing the DNA of organisms. So removing parts and removing genes and
Oh, like the chemicals in the water that turned the freaking frogs gay. Are you old enough to remember that? I remember that meme. It was like that dude that was on the talk show. He was like, and it was like a song. It was like, putting chemicals in the water turned the freaking frogs gay. It was like a super big thing. Maybe I'm on TikTok too much.
Mm-hmm.
But that was like, I think, around like 2020 would be my guess.
But guys, like there is a thing that says 18 and over only on my guests list, and like I didn't click that. So it's like, so if that, why
I don't
would,
really think it's
well,
enforced that much. But it's still like kind of weird how they have that. Because if this is, you live in America, right?
yeah.
So if we have free speech, my speech should not be impeded. So it's kind of weird. We have rights before we're 18. Like I would have freedom of religion. I'm personally a Christian,
Mm-hmm.
so I get to have that choice, right? So
Yeah.
how do the other rights not apply to me?
Yeah. Guys, we're gonna keep going with it, like we'll just keep going with it, like I haven't gotten a warning or anything, so I don't know. I wouldn't have known unless my chat was going crazy. So I'm just gonna keep going with what we're doing. So it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, man, I agree with you. I think that it's okay for people to have opinions and voice it, and I think it's really important that you do get engaged earlier, and that's a good thing. The thing that I do think that is limiting, since I was having this conversation, and I hated when people talked down to me because I was younger and I was involved in these political conversations.
Oh yeah, it's like extremely disrespectful to speak down on people, as
Yeah.
we're all humans. We all have our own opinions, and I'll respect anybody for what they believe.
I do think that like the wisdom, you don't have basically wisdom for the age. That I think that is something that does exist, and that is a real thing.
Yeah. I do get that, like, as experiences go on, you, like, get more experience, you understand how the world works more often. Or, like, more deeper, you understand how the world works. But, yeah. So, as a molecular biologist, have you ever changed the genes of, like, any animals?
Yeah, of yeasts, yeah, and plants.
Oh, yeah. And how does that benefit the world?
I mean, lots of ways, man. I made cancer targeting immunotoxins that killed non-Hodgkin's
Because,
lymphoma cells and algae chloroplasts.
and
So,
the cancer thing is kind of like, that really perked up my ears, because, I had a family member diagnosed with cancer, thankfully survived, and then I had another family member diagnosed with cancer and sadly had passed away.
okay.
So that cancer, I feel like, is something that should definitely receive like the top amount of funding, with
Yeah.
how surprisingly common it is.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's all being cut right now, but it is a nice thing to have. I agree, but I mean, Trump doesn't want that to happen, so he's killing the
Yeah.
entire science industry. But I mean, basically, you create a way to have things in organisms that wouldn't be possible to have otherwise. So I think that's the big thing. That's why you genetically modify something. So you add proteins that you would have to spray on with plants. You allow them to create it endogenously or inside their genomes and inside their cells, as opposed to having to spray on like with a pesticide. So you can
I feel
actually
like,
use less
yeah.
pesticides when you do that.
And that also does relate to my family as well, because my grandpa, who actually the first, like, I wasn't officially a worker, but I was like given cash. I was working at my grandpa's farm, and my uncle also works there. It's a pretty big one. And we would go out into the fields and check for pests, and if there were, we would have to load up the sprayer with like a ton of pesticides, and like it's a lot of pesticides, like these gallon jugs of like these super toxic chemicals, and then they were just getting sprayed on because it was really the only way to keep these diseases and these June bugs away.
What's up, Michael? Yeah, man. There's way more pesticides used in organic farming than there is with genetically modified organisms. So,
But like, it's also the only way that they can really like continue farming, because it is not cheap to be a farmer. You have like fuel costs and
yep.
tractors. I've been on Marketplace just like scrolling, and they go like the combine my grandpa has was about as much as like a house. So it is definitely not cheap, and it's the reason they use that many pesticides, because it's like it's the only way to really like keep afloat, is because if you have these like diseases ruining your crops, then you're just going to go under. And if it's the only way to protect it, then I feel like a lot of farmers are saying like, hey, I would rather stay afloat than go under.
Yeah.
But I feel like if we can find an alternative, that would be better for the environment, for the economies, because they're not spending a ton on pesticides. So I feel like that disease control is going to be a very beneficial thing.
Agreed. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think it's good, man. It has a sorry, 1 second. It has a huge amount of benefits, man. I mean, you can genetically modify rice to have vitamin A in it, so that you can have people that have more less blindness. You can have drought tolerance added to a lot of plants, so that they're not dying. There's just a lot of benefits. So there's other people in the queue now, though. I appreciate you jumping in, man. But thank you for
I gotta
going
get
in.
some sleep.
Okay,
School
sick.
tomorrow, anyways. So thanks
awesome.
for the talk, and you have a great day.
Yeah, you too, man. All right. All right, guys. We're gonna go with Bruce. Bruce. Oh, he's on. Michael. Friend of the show. Michael, how's it going, man?
What's going on, brother?
Not much. How is all the people that I sent you? Are you okay?
Oh my God. Like, okay. Like you see, cause I've been going up like literally 300 followers a day. And I've been talking about stuff
Nice, man.
that is so like crazy, and like 3,000 views, 4,000 views.
Nice.
So one of the, I want your opinion. So wonderful girl, Jess, who listens to you. She's amazing. She's got type 1 diabetes. And
Yeah, she's doing some awesome medical devices, I saw.
right.
Yeah.
Those are like beautiful, cool.
Yeah, like little
crystals.
jewels. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, genius. So she, like we've talked, and I've given her some advice and things like that. So I said, what do you think? Like today's video, for example, I did talked about Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, okay? Because it seems to be something, it's a connective tissue disorder where your collagen doesn't function well, and there's 13 subtypes. I've had over like 4,000 views, and I'm thinking to myself, this is insanity. I've operated on 2 people with Ehlers-Danlos who dissected their aorta, and the most common type you can't even pick up with genetic testing. So I, just said to her, okay, what are the top topics being talked about on TikTok? Okay, and she sent them to me, and I'm like, this is insanity. So okay, and I'll tell you what
Nice,
what they are. And then I said, do you think I should do a video tomorrow? Because at least I have the credentials to be like, listen, I'm not sitting here trying to beat people down, but most of you probably don't have that rare disease that you think you have. And while you're going on TikTok and asking chiropractors like Dr. Eric Berg, okay, for a diagnosis, is beyond me. So here's a couple things that was on it. Scurvy is like the number one. Okay, we don't see it in the United States anymore. Vitamin C deficiency.
Oh, interesting.
250,000 searches just showed. Okay, something called which my ex-girlfriend who had stage 4 lung cancer got. It's called hemophagocytic lymphohistiocytosis, HLH. Okay, caused by her immunotherapy, which turns on your immune system and does. The incidence in the United States is 1 to 2 cases per million. Okay, but Everybody has it on. Everybody has it on TikTok. Then Joplin's EF5 fungus. Okay, topic
Dang.
huge. No such disease. What happened is there were 13 cases of mucormycosis in 2011 after the tornado, the EF5 tornado in Joplin, Missouri. Okay, and what mucormycosis, fungal, invasive fungus. But I'm
Gotcha.
sitting there. It's like, guys, you don't have any of this, and
That's
I
so funny.
understand why I'm willing to like help people. I'm like, it seems to me I'm one of the few doctors where like I don't say won't give advice. Like I really am trying to help people and do that. But like Occam's razor, common things happen commonly.
Yeah.
If it quacks like a duck, it's a duck.
Yeah, exactly.
So do you think that's a good talk, or do you think that's offensive? Like, guys,
No. I think
spend your
it's like,
time
I mean, those are called like
wisely.
what, evergreen content, where you're just kind of like stuff that is searched all the time. And if people are curious about it, then you're going to be, the person that comes up on it, which is good. It's better that they're coming to you than someone
Yeah.
else,
I mean, I'm happy to take requests, but like to me, it's like blood pressure guidelines just officially dropped today, and they're finally doing what heart surgeons have said for years. Like, we've allowed blood pressure to get too high, so now guidelines are the top number should be less than 120. We've accepted the internists have accepted 140, and the bottom number should be less than 80. Okay, which makes 55 million people in the United States have high blood pressure.
Wow.
That's important. Like hypertension is a killer.
Sorry, what was the takeaway there? What was the
takeaway is guidelines have finally changed. Now they're in line with the cardiothoracic literature, where we've accepted before, like as long as your top number is less than 140 and your bottom number is less than 90, you're good. No, you've never been good. They finally today have done what as cardiac surgeons know, your top number needs to be less than 120 and your bottom number needs to be less than 80. Okay?
Yeah, 120,
Because
80.
remember, hypertension is one of the major risk factors for atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease, strokes, heart attacks, you name it.
Yeah.
That is an important topic, guys.
Yeah.
Like scurvy's not an important topic.
I know. Yeah, Omar had an interesting question. Should everyone have access to TRT and GLP-1? I think GLP-1's interesting with especially the dual action, the terzipatide, with all the organ protective elements of it too.
Well, GLP-1s are phenomenal. Okay.
Yeah, I think for quality of life, I think they're
the only issue with GLP-1 is that there are people who are already too thin, who don't really need it, and the weight loss is a problem. But they become like obsessed with it. Those are not diabetics, but it's FDA approved for cardiovascular risk reduction.
Yeah.
Okay, in type 2 diabetics, just cardiovascular risk reduction. It's approved for chronic kidney disease and cardiovascular risk reduction. It's just got an FDA indication for sleep apnea, because of weight loss. So yeah, it's a fantastic drug. But then Jess was telling me, like, what's my opinion on GLP-1s in type 1 diabetics or insulin dependent? And it's like, no bueno. GLP-1s and, like the mixed agonists like Mounjaro are fantastic drugs, but so is Farxiga and Jardiance, which are SGLT2 agonists. They're phenomenal drugs. I mean, you don't lose as much weight, but the cardiovascular protection, they're diabetic drugs too.
Yeah,
you see those Farxiga and Jardiance commercial, those overweight people dancing on the fountain, on TV.
Yeah, they have like the, and then they have the new ones coming out, retaglutide, which is like the triple action, right?
Yeah.
So it's like that works on the insulin sensitivity pathway.
Yes.
So yeah, I think.
I mean, they prices just went down, so they're gonna be available for diabetics. who don't have insurance, it's going to be like $400 a month as opposed to $1,000. Okay, so
Wow, that's crazy.
now you can get in Canada Northwest Pharmacy, which is legit, with a prescription. You don't need you can get generic semaglutide, but it's not compounded. It's generic. Difference. Okay, for like high 300s, and it'll last you 2 months.
Jesus, that's so much. Zepbound's
But that's not.
tirzepatide, I think.
Huh?
Someone asked, is Zepbound okay to take? I think that's tirzepatide.
It is, but
Yeah.
Zepbound's only for weight loss. It's like the Mac Daddy dose of. So Wegovy is the weight loss version of Ozempic, and Zepbound is the weight loss version of Mounjaro. Okay, that's the only difference.
Okay, cool.
But what the FDA was allowing during COVID and after was that since there was a shortage of drugs, brand or drugs that were still on patent were being allowed to be made by compounding pharmacies. Okay, so now they got rid of that. So what compounded semaglutide is, they're either putting glutathione in it or calcium because it cannot be the actual drug.
Oh, that's
And
interesting.
that's my issue with, like, I'm not a compounding pharmacy guy. I like worry. I have one patient who's legit. He owns a compounding pharmacy, but he's one of the few that's FDA approved to actually compound cancer drugs in specific doses. That's next level. But compounding pharmacies, there's a lot of shady ones. Like really, really shady ones, and the only way they get around patents is by putting stuff in. And which is interesting, because the same thing is with women with hormone replacement therapy.
Yeah.
Estradiol is available in a patch. Insurance pays for it. It's $5. It's nothing. Okay. Why would you go to a compounding pharmacy because your doctor wants you to, and pay a fortune for, quote, bioidentical? And they can tell you that it's X, Y, and Z, but it's not. There's compounded pharmacies. There's limited regulation. So
it's interesting, man. I think it's like it's a huge like supply problem. I feel like right there, because there's like 180 million people that are eligible for weight loss on these GLP-1s, and it's like, you have a lot of the orals coming through, and even if there was a big thing. Lilly's stock crashed because it was found that it wasn't as good as the injectable, and it's like, well, dude, I mean, if someone just takes something, like once a day, and they don't have to inject something once a week, maybe that's better. Oh my god, weird. So I think that's I'm not dancing around enough, I guess, but so I think that I thought it was fine. I thought that I looked at the data and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. Then why would it should be fine? But I don't know. People, I guess, want the shot.
The oral is just because there's not as much weight loss.
Yeah, but it's still good. I mean, it's still better than
it's for diabetes, and you have weight loss. See, all the GLP-1 drugs, like the first drug was Byetta, okay, and that was I think they still make it. Byetta was every day. And then there was what was the one I used to I don't even remember. So they were everyday GLP-1s, and people lost weight, and they've just been getting better and better over time. But should they be available much easier? Yeah, but when you buy them for like for Hims or for hers.com and stuff,
yeah,
they're compounded. I mean, which I guess for the average person is fine, and you're hoping, but I mean, there's been multiple problems from pharmacies with compounding, with sterility.
Oh, interesting.
Things like that, because they're not. they don't have the same strict regulations that a regular pharmacy has, a compounded pharmacy.
Interesting.
You know, but yeah, I mean they're gonna, if they make them more available, which, I mean, don't get me started because I can't stand them, but like Trump wants to lower the price, but yet he wants to put a 1,500% tariff on drugs made in other countries.
Yeah,
which is every drug.
How does that make any sense?
Right, which is every drug. But I mean, if they want to, where Biden lower the cost, but if they want to do everybody a service, if the federal government picked up the tab for GLP-1s, you would reverse insulin resistance and metabolic syndrome. And most of these people, you would lower the development of type 2 diabetes, which pretty much is preventable. Those are people who are apple shaped, not pear shaped.
Okay.
Who have abdominal adiposity, which is one of the major risk factors for cardiovascular disease, polycystic ovary disease, and so if they really are concerned about wellness, make them available, make them cheaper, and allow people to use them for the right reasons, and we won't have so much disease. I mean, that's a guarantee. That's just not me talking as a cardiac surgeon. I mean, that's not an opinion. That's fact.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I'm just tired of like people like beating me up. Like, you don't know, the chronic, that when I did, there's no such thing as chronic Lyme. Like, I don't know why people just can't look. It's never been described in the medical literature. You have to have primary Lyme, and it's called, there's a small percentage of people who have late sequelae of primary Lyme disease. But all these celebrities who've never gotten bit by a tick and have chronic Lyme, and like people are harassing me, like, you're not a real doctor. You don't give a shit about us.
Dude, I'm glad you get that too, at least. Jeez.
Like, you get it?
Yeah. No, I mean not the fake doctor stuff. I get that all the time. But
I wrote
that's a PhD
for my Substack about an entity which I've operated on, take care of hyperhidrosis, which is excessive sweating, and it's a real issue, and it's a real problem. I mean, imagine being like a teenage girl and you can't go out on a date because the sweat is literally pouring off you and pouring off your hand. I mean, and the medicines don't work great. There's an operation, but some lady attacked me. She goes, don't tell me you understand what I'm going through just because you operate. You don't understand. As I'm typing this to you right now, my keyboard is getting flooded with sweat.
Dang.
And I'm like, wow. Like, I'm just trying to help.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Michael, it's always good. Thanks for popping in, man. Appreciate
right,
you as always.
You think I should do a video on that?
Yeah, like, dude. The top things to do at the top, all the top stuff.
Like, you probably don't have this rare disease, and let's focus.
Put that in there. Put that in there. Yeah, exactly. But like, at least they're doing the search and they're finding that your video, and then they're getting you telling them that, as opposed to some fear mongering person that's like, oh my God, you need to like get my, herbal mix in order
to. Like, I'm not
to
selling. Like, the truth is, like, if you look at my. I'm not selling anything. Nothing.
Yeah.
Zero. My Substack is free.
Exactly. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate you putting good content out there.
Yeah. You do good work. A lot of people like you, man.
Thanks, man. Thank you. I really appreciate you being here and always answering questions and stuff. So you're awesome.
All right. Thanks,
man.
My way, brother.
Okay. Every time. See ya.
Okay. See ya, Pete.
All right, Stanley. Stanley, you're up. You've been in there for a little bit. Hopefully you're still there. So what's up, Stanley? How's it going, man?
What's up? I'm doing amazing.
Nice. Good.
I've been here before. I think you might know or not.
I think I remember you.
Yeah, I was the one talking about conspiracy theories and whatnot.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, I'm back.
All right. All right. Nice.
I don't know if you mind if I go off about the same topic or not.
Oh, we were talking about Pizzagate.
We were.
Yeah. So
this
I think
time I brought evidence. So
okay, let's just talk about like not evidence of Pizzagate, but like what does that inform you of in your life? Like how do we use that and assimilate that knowledge? I think that's what I was missing from your previous.
what exactly do you mean?
Like you know the knowledge, right? You have that information. So now,
Sure.
how does that inform your decision making?
I don't know. It doesn't really. I feel like that doesn't really track with a lot of things. I mean, I'm pretty informed on the conflict of, Palestine and whatnot, but it doesn't really affect me personally. I don't know what you're trying to ask of me.
Like, how you've used that to better understand other world conflicts, or how you understand the news better, or what's the take home message that you understand. Do you know what I mean? Like how are you, if Pizzagate is real, then how is that informing and better understanding your life?
Well, it definitely opened my eyes onto how some of this stuff happens more frequently than we think. You
Okay.
know, for example, like that whole child scandal with Balenciaga. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that stuff is like pretty crazy, and it just kind of gets swept under the rug.
Yeah. Do you think that like that all these politicians are all on these like PD rings and stuff, like they're all working in concert together?
I wouldn't say all of them. I'd say a lot of them. I know we know. I mean, literally, our sitting president is one of them. So I feel like it's pretty big. I
Yeah,
mean, if our president is one of them, that should say a lot.
Do you think that other political leaders know about it and have information on it?
Uh, I mean, yeah. I mean, a lot of them have been indicted. I mean, Dennis Hastert, which is connected to Pizzagate, was known as a serial child M word,
Yeah.
and I think he was given like 11 months back in 2018.
What, like why aren't the other countries that are hostile to the United States like releasing this information? Is it all just like a big blacklisting thing where now I have blackmail on you kind of like thing?
I mean, that's assuming that they're not just as bad. I mean, Jeffrey Epstein, as you know, was quite the cahoots with the royal family. And that's not even like conspiracy. I mean, there's photos and testimonies and
Yeah.
I mean, Prince Andrew was
Yeah.
quite literally at the island multiple times.
Yeah.
Even Fidel Castro was photographed with Epstein, which I couldn't even fathom that, but that came out just a couple days ago.
Yeah.
So I do think, I understand that argument. Like, oh, if this stuff is going on, why haven't these people blackmailed or? But I mean, if they're all just as bad, well, it's just kind of like, I'm gonna release this on you. Oh, well, I got this on you. So
Yeah.
it's just.
But like new politicians that come into this fold, like surely Obama like wasn't like in on it, he's like on the outside, right? And then they come in. So like who is like informing the president like how the real world works?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean there's obviously like people that aren't in this circle that somehow make it into the upper echelons of politics that aren't in these blackmail circles. I mean, why wouldn't they expose it, or how are they like being brought into this? Because then it basically alludes to there being a power that's above the president or above Obama that's telling him what it is, how it is.
Well, I mean, you mentioned Obama, and again, I hate that these topics get they become inherently political because of the people involved in them. Myself, I'm pretty radical left leaning, so I'd say I'm more like a social democrat if I had to choose.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, I don't worship politicians. If I see some of them have sketchy histories, I'm going to point them out. And you mentioned Obama. Obama actually, I mean, this isn't conspiracy. This was on CNN and the Daily News and whatever. But he spent 10 days at Necker Island, which is Richard Branson, the Virgin billionaire, his island. It's 40 miles away from Epstein, which in itself doesn't really imply much. But Richard Branson himself has multiple SA allegations. He's a really creepy guy. There's interviews.
Oh man, he got removed, guys. I didn't. It's so crazy. He wasn't even talking about anything bad. Then he was using M and SA, and that's wild. That's wild. I didn't do it, guys. He got kicked off. Yeah, I didn't even. That's crazy. Let me see if I got anything. No, I didn't get any notifications. It just did it. Yeah, the chat timer. The chat timer was up. Addie's first, and then Carly. I don't understand either. I hate that. I hate it, guys. I don't know. They don't tell me, Michael. They just kick him off, and then it's just like a "you've got" thing. I have had someone where it did say that what they were saying would likely violated terms of service, and then it gave me the option to keep him on or kick him off, and then but sometimes it just rips them out of the thing immediately. So that was one of those rip them out of the thing. So, hi Carly, how's it going? Oh, sorry,
Hi,
Addie. Hi, Addie. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. It's fine.
What's up?
I just wanted to say thank you to Doc. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to say first thank you to Dr. Michael for educating everybody about the dangers of getting compounded GLP-1s from compounding pharmacies. That's something I'm really passionate about. I'm a pharmacy student. And while I do think compounding pharmacies do bridge the gap for a lot of things that can't be produced like in a large-scale manufacturing instance, now that the shortage is over and the companies are no longer allowed to compound semaglutide, I do think it's not a really good idea to get those from compounding pharmacies anymore because there's no telling what's in them. And I also encourage everybody to look into the New England compounding tragedy. It's just something that happened at the New England compounding pharmacy where there were unsafe conditions and lots of bugs, and just the conditions were not good, and there were compounding injections that were going into people's spines. And while that is like a more high risk area, I wouldn't personally get anything to be injected unless I did a lot of research into the pharmacy themselves. But
interesting.
just to say,
So this is the New
Yeah.
England Compounding Center meningitis outbreak that began in September 2012,
Yeah.
sickened 798 individuals and resulted in the deaths of 64 people. In September
Yeah, they got fungal
2012,
meningitis.
the CDC, in collaboration with state and local departments and the FDA, began investigating multi-state outbreaks of fungal meningitis and others among patients who had received contaminated steroid injections from the New England Compounding Center in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Wow.
And while it may be inappropriate to compare just regular injections to those types of injections, there are still risks that come with inserting a needle into the body, and that is a specific type of compounding that requires specific procedures and regulations and levels of sterility. It's sterile compounding, and you can look into this. It's the USP, the United States Pharmacopoeia's website for the levels of safety for each type of compounding. There's hazardous sterile compounding, which is like chemotherapy, oncology stuff, and then there's just non-sterile compounding, like you have a sore throat, you go to the doctor, they give you a mouthwash, or like Dr. Michael said, like the topical estrogen patches and whatnot. And they even compound things for dogs, and then like the sterile, just regular sterile compounding. There's lots of. It's just it's a lot to I'm all for like increased accessibility to cheaper, more widely available medications, but I think safety is the most important thing. And not to villainize compounding pharmacies as a whole, but that's just something that's very important to me. And there are always like manufacturers programs that go beyond the just like the discount cards. There are like if people have a certain level of income, they can apply with help from like specialty pharmacies for certain programs that help them pay for their medications. There's just there's lots of routes to go before trying that. And I wouldn't get any of these compounded GLP-1s from any of the online pharmacies. That's just my opinion. I just want to say thank you.
Cool.
And yeah, it's nice to talk on here. I'm gonna go because I don't like the sound of my voice, and it's pretty late. But I'm still gonna stay on the live. But
well thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I can kick you, but I just wanted to thank you for bringing that up and being really well educated and speaking truth to power on that. So I appreciate it.
Of course, thank you.
Cool. Have a good one. Bye.
You too.
Alrighty, Carly, you're next. Hi, Carly. How's it going?
Oh,
hi.
Good. How are you?
Good.
Can I do camera on or
whatever you want? Yeah, that's okay. Sounds good.
Oh, I see. Got it. Oh. Hey. All right. So, to be honest, I kind of joined, a bit late, but I was kind of wondering about what you think about mRNA vaccines.
Okay. They're awesome.
Because, I mean, I think, I was going to say they are awesome. And I think it's absolutely horrible what's happening with RFK, rolling them back.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're awesome, and they're going to be used throughout the world in the future, whether or not we are at the forefront of it or not. So it kind of just only hinders us in being involved there.
Do you think it's going to...
Hey, Gary.
Not even just mRNA stuff, but like just what Trump has been doing with grants and colleges and with what RFK is doing, I feel like America is going to be really... I mean, I don't want to say that we're going to be pushed back in the cancer research and all this, but I think we are.
Oh yeah, for sure we are. Yeah.
And
I mean, I got laid off last week because of it. I got so there's a lot of people that are the same way.
My brother as well. He worked for the RNC.
So we have basically Trump put out an executive order that said that every dollar spent in science has to align with him personally. So any type of bat coronavirus population genetics sequencing done in China in order to make a better vaccine and align the sequence with what we think the flu is going to be, in the next season, that's not going to be done because that requires it to study, the process that natural zoonotic spread happens. And he actually in the executive order, it specifically talked about lab leak being and the natural zoonotic spread being bunk science. So he specifically talked about lab leak being real, which is insane to me that the disinformation is literally coming from the White House itself. So stuff like that, where it definitely is hindering us now, hindering us in the future, hindering future generations. There's grad students that are no longer being able to go into PhD programs. There's professors that can't hire PhD students. There's private companies that are going under because they aren't getting the contracts with the universities. It's having a huge cascade.
Absolutely. I work for a nonprofit. I've been in nonprofit for 10 years. And I can tell you, we've lost a lot of programming. because of, you know, Trump's his cut of federal funding to these programs like Head Start, which is just like a pre kindergarten, that has made, and it's free, and it.
I know. Like, in
It's
what world
frustrating.
would like targeting kids 2 to 5 be a good? It's wild to me.
Right? Yeah. Same. Yeah.
It's genuinely evil things, and I think that the reason why they're going after science specifically is because like a specific
They don't
thing.
want us to be smart.
Well, that's true.
Sorry,
and they also
continue.
have like a big part about what fascism is that they own the truth. Like Trump actually has the truth as a possession, right? So the idea of science actually being an independent fact-finding way of philosophy and mission, it doesn't align with him, right? Because he has to be the arbiter of truth. He has to be the one that says it's okay or not. And that's not what science is.
Yeah, science is a fact, and he is making his own world, and unfortunately, it's kind of worked for a little bit. You know, that he's been able to say that journalism can't be trusted. You have to trust me. You know, like he knows how to do that. I don't think he's smart enough to know how to like fully go against science, but I think he just has kind of. I know he's doing it, but I think he's stumbling into it. I'm not gonna give him the. He's not smart enough to know. He's just stumbling into it, in my opinion.
It takes a lot less intelligence to burn down a house than it does to build one, right? It's a lot easier. So that's the problem. And these guys are.
I'm writing that shit down. That's so true.
Thank you.
And I was a philosophy major, man. That's
Thank
great.
You.
Yeah, but that's so true.
Yeah, it's hard to build the institution and the fact finding and the institutional knowledge that we have to. And now you have the HHS, the CDC, NIH, all funded and built with people that are anti-science, that are just straight up anti the actual institution that they're in. So, this is what I've been saying it, and I'll continue to say it. Like, I mean, MAGA and Maha and these guys, I mean, they are the swamp. They are the institutions. They are these government institutions now. So we have to go in and we have to have elect Democrats that are going to go through and just clear house like that. Just going in and just electing Democrats at this point is not enough.
Yeah, I'll agree. Like, I've been a lifelong Democrat, you know. My dad died from cancer in 2004, and he was a big Democrat. He would wake me up in the middle of the night to listen to him talk on the radio about politics. I have loved politics for so long, and I am so disappointed in how the Democrats have responded to fascism, you know, and then also when you look at Mamdani in New York, the fact that the Democratic Party is not getting behind him, if anything, they're kind of trying to, I don't know if they're not going for Cuomo, but they're not getting behind the Democrat primary winner because he is too far left. And it just really makes me feel like the Democrats are we're just kind of stuck in this middle ground of trying to appease independence whilst also appeasing leftists. And I feel like that hasn't been working. So I don't know. I'm very disappointed in the Democratic Party and that they're not getting behind Mamdani in New York. I'll say that.
I mean, I think people need to stop looking for like leaders in the Democratic Party and start trying to make changes where they are. And you know, there in 2008 with the Tea Party movement and all that kind of stuff, a lot of it was a false grassroots movement that was funded by these, you know, billionaires that are putting, you know, money together and all that kind of stuff. But there were legitimate huge amounts of people flooding to city halls. There are huge amounts of people that are trying to get into these, you know, the local level and try to flood these education systems, the city hall meetings.
I feel like that's not to interrupt you, but I feel like that is happening in New York City.
Good. Yeah, exactly. So like, and I think that that's the big point. You know, we have to not be waiting for someone to save us. We have to, and this is what Bernie talks about. It's not about him of electing Bernie president of the United States. It's about millions of people throughout the entire country coming together and getting involved politically for the first time. And, you know, in 2017, I was really like stir crazy with Trump won, and I was just like, I have to get involved. So I started volunteering at City Hall. And one of the craziest things what I saw was like, one, how much see you, Michael, have a good one. How much how many programs there were that I didn't know about. Two, like how many people that were doing good work that I'd never seen before. And then three, like the amount of impact that you can actually make and actually have a big change to that. And it's just like, it makes you feel like you're actually, there's some progress that's happening. We can't just like death stare at the national level and
no,
wait,
no. I mean, I totally agree. And as I said, like I work for a nonprofit it's like one of the biggest nonprofits in Chicago. And I see that work every day and it's fantastic.
Nice.
But I also see the larger part of like the Democratic Party shooting itself in the foot all the time.
Yeah. I see it, Beth. One second. Like, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I just...
No, I think that like people, like we are the Democratic Party though. It isn't like an institutional thing. Like I do think...
But no, I'm sorry, not to interrupt you, but it is an institutional thing. The DNC is the institution. And the DNC, as you've seen, especially as someone who followed Bernie, you know what the DNC did to Bernie. The DNC is a thing. Like, yes, we are a people and a party that is trying to do stuff, but when the DNC is against Mamdani just because he's too far left,
but we can't ask. We're not asking. The Democrats spend too much time asking for permission from the establishment, and that's the problem. Is that we have to be like, we are not asking for permission. We are inevitable, and this is going to happen. You're either with us or you're against us, and that's the problem. Is that we keep asking for permission from Schumer, keep asking for permission from Pelosi, and it's like we have got to like have something that's so overwhelming and so big that we can take it over. Like Trump was against the entire RNC establishment, and he got in. You know, we need that type of force where it's like it is overwhelming, and they can keep fighting us, but it doesn't matter.
I feel like Mamdani is like that. He's a democratic socialist who won New York. That's huge, you know. Sure. And the fact that now the the Democratic Party is trying to distance themselves from him because they think he's too far left and therefore will distance independent voters, I think is ridiculous.
But that's kind of like, but again, those are like independent like politicians that are trying to make sure that they get reelected and stuff. Like we can't put too much weight into that. We just have to like think that, hey, no, we don't. We like that again. Let's stop asking for permission. Like we can talk about those values and we can fight for those values at the local level all across the country, and we can be empowered by Mamdani, and we can go forward with that without like being like, oh well, Schumer says it and so we can't go forward. And I feel like the Democrats have like this learned helplessness that we have to like shed. We have to shed this like this glass ceiling that we have put ourselves in, and just kind of like accept that people are going to have this outpouring of emotion, and it's okay, and we can keep going. And if someone pushes back, then that's good. Like pushing back is good. Getting pushback from the DNC is good, because that means that there is some forward progress being. No, that means it's good.
I mean,
yeah.
okay,
it means that you're actually
absolutely
revolutionizing something, right? Because you're actually changing something, and the institution is fighting back. So that means that you push harder. But what happens is so much is that like as soon as that pushback happens, it's like, oh, there it is. See, I knew it. I knew it the entire time.
Like, no, I totally understand what you mean, but I think that the DNC should realize that Mamdani, you know, as winning the primary, they should get behind him, even though he, as a democratic socialist, is a bit scary to them. But it's like, this is what the voters have said and wanted.
Sure. But it's also in New York, and it's probably like not going to be the message that is like something that resonates countrywide. So we have to like, again, we have to be more like accepting of like going forward in like this huge wave of emotion and like forward progress, and just ride it however we can.
I'll also just say that, like, I mean, Democrats have not been winning. We have not been winning.
Exactly.
So,
that is the way to do it. We have to win first, and then we worry about the policies that we can get passed from there. We have to win first.
Absolutely.
But it's been 15 minutes. I'm sorry. Just Beth has been waiting for 15 minutes. So go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry, I'll go. I'm just saying, listen to your constituents, even though it's a bit scary because it's a bit left. Yeah. I feel like Democrats right now are all about the establishment and keeping it centered because they're worried about independent voters. I'll say that. That's it. I very much appreciate your time. It was a great talk.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thanks for your nonprofit work too. I appreciate you too there.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
Thanks. All right. Have a good one.
Have a good one.
All right. Beth, thank you for waiting patiently. I appreciate you. Hey, Beth, how are you?
Good, I'm back.
Oh, dude, why do you have all these alt accounts? Oh, because of you getting kicked. Okay, it's fine.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude. Okay, all right. Okay, what do you think about Mamdani and all that kind of stuff?
I think he's based, if you know what that means.
I'm hip with the cool kids. Yeah.
Okay. I've talked to a lot of people online, and they're like, based. They get mad. They think I'm like saying something bad. I'm like, no, it's a good thing.
Why?
Yeah.
But what do you think? Do you think that? I mean, you're a DemSoc, so you're gonna. What's your prescription for Democrats winning elections in the future?
What's my what?
Like, what's your plan for how to get Democrats into a position of power?
I think you just let Republicans show everyone who they are, and then I think everyone will flock left.
Except accelerationism, so you just let them do whatever you want?
No, that was more like a joke. I'm just like, everyone's seeing how trash it is right now, and they're probably going, oh, well, I don't think this is really working.
That's Nancy Pelosi's idea. Like, just let all the Dems like sit back, and then eventually they're going to be begging for Democrats to take over.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like people said in the comments, Democrats are just kind of like the lesser of evil. You know, they're not really as left as a lot of people would like them to be, but at the end of the day, that's like pretty much all we're gonna get. So,
but I mean, but dude, like the Dems are. I think the harsh truth is that the Republicans and Democrats reflect the electorate more than people wish that they did, and I do think that like the fascist authoritarian tendencies of the right is more aligned with what they actually believe. And I don't think that like the leftists, like they 80% of us agree. The fable is like, well, they actually do agree with us on policy, but they just don't agree with us on Democrats. So we just need to teach them that we're actually fighting for the things that they care about, and then we can bring them to the fold and educate them. That's kind of like the leftist ideal in electoralism. But I think that is, it's tough, man. I don't think that you see that happening a lot throughout the country. It's frustrating.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's just, I kind of want, I'd prefer us to be a lot more, like just a lot of left ideals that I don't think would ever really make it past, like the first stage, like
what are left ideals to you?
Just like straight crazy power for the workers, like
what?
Well, like I feel like pretty much all Americans get paid like way less than we should be, and I feel like it's very hard to kind of like get that moving towards, like these companies, they make so much profit, and just asking for like simply even like a 10-20% raise.
Yeah, but again, dude, that's not like crazy leftist revolutionary. You can like do that all within capitalism. I mean, leftist, ideologies are usually like democratic ownership of the means of production to, a stateless, classless society. So it's what you're asking for is just basically a higher minimum wage there.
Yeah, but like in this country, that is like equivalent to being like a communist. That's like how insane that proposal sounds. I mean, it's not, like you said, it's not really like a socialist communist ideal, but I mean, according to most Americans, even to some Democrats, they'd be like, whoa, you're asking for a little bit too much there, buddy.
I mean, not necessarily, man. I mean, you can have democratic means of ownership in a lot of different ways. So Germany, for example, has like companies of a certain size will be required you to have like people on the board. So you have like some type of representation on the board for companies a certain size and above. Or you could have it as like a market socialist thing where you actually have stock. You could have all these workers own stock at a certain level and get stock payouts and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of different like ownership and ways to structure it. It doesn't all have to be co-ops. It doesn't all have to be a commune kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just like also, other stuff that I'd like to see would probably be like, just healthcare. I feel like the whole insurance thing, it's just like that. I feel like that's a pretty big proposal, but I feel like that whole system just has to go. I feel like it's just a product of lobbying. Like, I feel like, I mean, I'm not like super educated on that, but I have just like a little bit of knowledge that it just like comes from these companies. They just have such a big pocketbook that's why they're still a thing.
Yeah, I feel like healthcare insurance is kind of like a middleman that doesn't really add any value. I don't really. Hi, Cape. How's it going? Yeah, I don't understand the need to have them if the funds that they're getting are from the Fed or they'd be bailed out in like a bankruptcy scenario, then the money's coming from the United States and the Fed, so it's coming from us. So therefore, like who's paying who kind of thing. It's just like I feel like it's just a middleman. So I do like a single payer private provider system. I think that that's the best like kind of system. I would like the private provider thing. I think that kind of like ensures some type of competition. I do think competition is good. Like there are market solutions out, before capitalism ever existed, there were, markets, and there will be after capitalism. But yeah, I think that like having some competitive drive between them is good.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly, Omar. Yeah, you have a single payer private provider. Basically, the single payer would be the government, and then who provides the healthcare. So you can have a public provider or a private provider. So who owns the hospitals and that you're going to? Basically, you could have the government own the hospitals, or you could have the hospitals owned by the private companies or the doctors themselves. So I feel like that is like an awesome. I think the private provider kind of is the best of both worlds. Whether or not private healthcare insurance would be banned in this system is kind of like up to that. That is inherently that does almost create like a two-tiered system, where then people with the most amount of money are going to be able to access the most amount of treatments, which can be frustrating, right? That can basically create a system. I mean, the ideal is like you have a public scenario where everyone who has a friction and hatred of a certain aspect of that public system are all working in tandem to try to fix that one aspect, versus, oh, I figured out an inefficiency in the market, so I'm just going to be trying to provide a company and to provide a service in order to make and exploit that, which isn't good. I feel like that having a friction point and then trying to exploit that through profit isn't a good system.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry, I just kind of blanked out.
It's okay. I mean, what would be? Do you have like an ideal like government that you like think, or you have in your mind like a utopian vision? This is the thing that I think that Democrats do not have. That is a huge problem. Like there isn't actually any big thinking utopian visions. That people don't have like a vision of what a democratic society is. That like they look at and this is the killer that the Republicans do kill the Democratic vision, is because they say, oh, it's just LA. And then they put a bunch of homeless people on the ads, and it's like, oh, this is their vision for the entire United States. And it's like, it's a killer.
I mean, as far as like a
exactly, Jess, exactly.
As far as like a system, like
like a government system, or like a way, like what is like the shining city on the hill, like what can we aspire to? What are we fighting for?
I'd say somewhere like in between, kind of like socialism and capitalism, not like all the way, but just kind of like,
what does that get us? Like to like show like what are we like living in a society that all of that is implemented? Like what do we get?
Well, we get like better, better way of life, not having to work 40 plus hours a week, and just which I feel like that's pretty generous as compared to what it used to be, but at the same time it's still like that's almost like half your life. I feel like there's ways that we can be productive and not be working these insane hours. I mean, there's some people that see their coworkers more than they see their family. I think it has a lot to do with like these billionaires who make so much profit, and it's just like, oh, like don't touch my 5% profit, even though that would lower your work week by 10 hours. It's just like, for what? To buy another yacht, to buy another island? It's just kind of like, I feel like there should be caps on that kind of stuff. Wealth. But at the same time, I don't think we should go like full, like, oh, French Revolution, go get Jeff Bezos. And, I don't think we should be doing all that. But at the same time, I don't think we should be, treating these people like, oh, they worked for it. It's like, well, in a way they did, but they're not currently working for it. They're just kind of sitting down, kind of just watching the cash roll in. And, I'm not saying like take away all their money, but I'm just saying like, if I had $1, I see a homeless person, I'm going to give them $1. It's nothing to me. For these people, it's nothing to just spend a little bit more in taxes. It's really nothing.
Yeah. I know. It's crazy the amount of money. I mean, I pay like 35% of my income to tax. It's like, and I don't mind paying it, but I'm just saying in comparison to like a billionaire where they're literally not taxed on any of their income because they just take out loans on stock. It's just like, it blows my mind, man. I don't get it. I don't understand. It's so frustrating to me. So exactly. Well, yeah, exactly. It's unrealized gains, right? It's not just capital gains. Capital gains is when you sell something that's been a stock for more than a year. So this is unrealized gains, and then they take a loan based off of that stock. So it's even worse. So they don't pay the capital gains tax and on purpose. Because oh god, imagine paying like what 15%? Like they don't even want to do that, dude. That's wild. That's why they all take stock instead of an income, right? They get paid $1 a year because they can just take loans out on the stocks instead of taking an income.
Yeah, and also to add to that, you said like what can we see in this utopia? I feel like also insider trading and anything to do with that. Like it's insane that you can hold a position of power and still like operate your businesses on the side, like Trump and all these other politicians. I mean, that's like crazy. That's like insane.
So would you like what would you do for a politician then? Like so when you're coming in, like what's happening as a politician? Like what's the to-do list that you need to do? Like, are you allowed to have stock? Are you allowed to have property, retail properties, companies, real estate, that kind of thing? What do you think?
No, I think like it's tough because like what if they already have all this stuff and it's like they become president? It's like, well, it's not just gonna disappear. But at the same time, I feel like there could be a way where it kind of gets like seized somehow, or it gets ran by someone else, and then you're not really making anything from it. Because I mean, like the whole point of becoming president, it's kind of like this like patriotic thing where you want to build a better country, and like JFK, he was walking around knocking on doors to become to sell himself as president. It's kind of like this wholesome thing. It shouldn't be like this thing where you're just like, I'm going to get rich. And, it's like you should leave the White House with your presidential salary. That's all you should be leaving with.
Yeah.
And I feel like most people, I feel like 99% of Americans agree with that. But it just like, I don't know what's being done. I think I saw something about like AOC trying to work on getting that sorted out, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird, man. I think that is like an ideal that we used to have, but I don't think that that's what people care about anymore. I think they're on the opposite side. They're actually afraid of pissing off the billionaires, so they literally will let the billionaires do whatever they want. Like the idea that that Elon Musk could somehow come after you and fund with unlimited money whatever he wants, in any type of challenger against you is so terrifying to these politicians that they're not even asking for Citizens United bribes and stuff like that. It's the opposite. They would do it for free because there's just like, they're so petrified of it. I don't think it's donations anymore. Like Elon Musk didn't even create a super PAC. He didn't even need to, because he had hundreds of millions of dollars in an LLC. He just created the LLC that was for Trump. Like, that was it. Like, the super PAC is only for dark money. That was the whole idea with it. But they don't care about having their name be out there anymore. Yeah, because he wanted to buy the presidency, of course. Yeah, but and Trump wanted to buy. He wanted a superhero on his side, so he wanted a billionaire on his side. I mean, that's why.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Elon Musk. There's not really a way to implement this without it being like unconstitutional or like weird. But like, I feel like if you have a certain amount of money, like you should really stay away from politics. I mean, like, it's just like an instant red flag when like these millionaires and billionaires like try to dabble in politics. It's like, what are you really doing? It's just kind of like, if my next door neighbor got elected for president, I'd be like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
But if like some trillionaire got elected, I'd be like, this is kind of like Biff from Back to the Future. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, I mean, Bill Gates is an interesting idea. I mean, I think that, yeah, dude, I don't know. I really am. I really am I wonder if there is something that's like bigger and more powerful than money now in our society, and these billionaires have like unlimited money to fund the attention. And I think that maybe these botnet farms and these social media platforms give you like a status and a connection with the attention of people that is genuinely more powerful than money. I think that really only Elon Musk understands it, and maybe Zuckerberg. But I think that that's exactly why he bought Twitter, because it's like he has his own clone army now. And yeah, I don't think the politicians are doing it for money. I think that it's an ideological battle that they're waged together with these billionaires and in concert with like the Peter Thiels of the world, like genuinely want to destruct academia because they feel like it's a brain. It is the intellectual swamp. Basically, they see that like these billionaires don't want to be constrained to academia's thoughts on what institutional power should be deconstructed, for example. They just want to, it's an ideological war against academia and against science and all that kind of stuff. And then the Republicans are like, okay, so I can use that. If you want to do that, dude, like I'll be your puppet in order to get in here, and I will be your puppet if you need me to pass your legislation. So the puppet isn't asking the puppet master for a donation, right? They don't give a fuck about that. It's all about like, just give me your power, give me your chance to like be your puppet. And the politician is getting elected. They're getting a superpower, like which is a billionaire on their side. The billionaire is getting access to these the corporate, the governmental bonds and grants and all that kind of stuff, and they're deconstructing their biggest ideological foe. So it's really messed up. I don't think it's like the left wing has no subservience to the Republican billionaires like the Republicans do. It's not even close. I mean, there really is no difference. I mean, there's a huge difference between it. I mean, you could make an academic argument that they are both like capitalist, but I understand that. But okay, I mean, but that's not what we're seeing nowadays, and I think it's manifesting a lot differently.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I think there's a pretty big difference. But I mean, at the same time, I have off the top of my head, I can name like at least 6 different billionaires that the Democrats love to, worship. Specifically, I'm talking about like the Democratic candidates, not just Democratic voters. I mean, like you said, at the end of the day, they are capitalists. They are just kind of center, you know.
I mean, Bill Gates did. That's the whole reason why Bill Gates created the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, because there wasn't enough governmental like action on this stuff. So he did create the grant pools and he did fund it like by himself. So like he did obviously get like a huge help from the United States government in order to create these businesses and the trade routes and that were, all that kind of stuff. But he's, created $100 billion NGO in order to facilitate vaccine development and malaria nets and all that kind of stuff on his own, because he didn't want to be mired in government. And so vaccinated, how many vaccines are safe and effective, Stephanie? I'm sorry, you're wrong on that one.
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of. At the end of the day, I would agree with some of these people in the comments. It's kind of like it's not exactly, the same, but they they're all kind of one big circle.
Yeah, that made sense 20 years ago now, but now it doesn't. If your politics can't differentiate an openly fascist party versus a liberal party, then like your politics is broke, bro. Like I'm sorry, but like you have to be, like that doesn't make any sense to me. Like the Republicans are openly fascist. The Republican like voters are openly fascist now. It's like, it isn't like some academic discourse anymore.
I mean, I don't know.
You can repeat the, scratch a liberal and the fascist bleeds thing, but like that isn't, that doesn't hold true, man. You don't have like anyone in the Democratic Party going and saying anything like this or even talking about anything like this.
I don't want to, I don't want to go back to the whole conspiracy thing, but I mean,
yeah, I mean, dude, you don't need to, man. I mean, the idea that they're not, they're anywhere close to being the same is just insane to me. It's not, because they were the subject of misinformation, unemployed. Like it happens. People are victims of unemployment of misinformation constantly. So they were fooled and thinking that that Trump had any inclination in order to try to help them with any type of healthcare or immigration deal. So and he didn't. And it is massive amounts of misinformation from Russia, from AI, from all this stuff. The immigration was the biggest source of misinformation in the last election. That they don't, guys. The Republican Party does not care about illegal immigration. If they did, you pass one bill and you basically make it so no one can hire illegal immigrants. And at the source of hiring, you check all their stuff. And if you are found to hire a illegal immigrant, then you have a huge fine and the business is held accountable. And boom, all these illegal immigrants are no longer employable, and now they all leave the country. But the point is that the Republicans like illegal immigrants because it's cheap labor for them. They like it for their businesses. So Trump lied to you. I'm sorry, but Trump lied to you. He did not pass any of his legislation. None of the omnibus bill that they passed is not going to solve any type of immigration. They're never going to pass an immigration bill. They actually had a chance to pass an immigration bill, and the Republicans stopped it. Trump himself stopped it. He told them, "Do not pass this bill because I like it being a big problem for me in the election." So, sorry, Beth left. Hopefully, sorry, bro. I guess I was rambling, but But yeah, guys, I'm sorry. He completely lied to you. Okay, Light is Life is up. I appreciate Light always. Do you mind? Thank you, Ducray. Thank you. Do you mind just waiting? I want to do this. This is for you. Okay, cool. All right, I got something lined up. We can talk about it, Light, because now we have the peer review. All the coolest things that are happening in science that nobody's talking about except for us right here, right now. Welcome. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, can you imagine? All right. One second, guys. Sorry. Dang it. This is so. Boom. Sorry, guys. Just wanted to make sure this is all on the screen when I read this. RFK is doing stupid things again. Can you imagine? Wow. Guy has no scientific backing, no scientific knowledge, no scientific idea what the hell's going on, and he's trying to equate science policy. That's not a good thing. Here we go. RFK Jr. demanded a vaccine study be retracted, and the journal said no. In a rare move for a U.S. public official, Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. called for a Danish paper finding no link between aluminum in vaccines and disease to be retracted. Crazy. Can you imagine them doing science, guys, and then someone trying to ideologically cancel that scientist for speaking out? Can you imagine? Who would that be? Isn't that wild? We'll see, Omar. Surely it's really his own study and he's really cares about scientific merit. He wouldn't just be waging an ideological war. No way. Exactly. U.S. Health Secretary and vaccine skeptic. That's putting it really nicely. This is from nature.com. Robert RFK has called for a retraction of a Danish study that found no link between aluminum in vaccines and chronic diseases in children. Again, so this is a major talking point that somehow the ingredients inside these vaccines are causing these huge diseases in these children. And this study looked into it, did science, found that's not true. And now he's pissed about it. A rare move for a U.S. public official. Aluminum has been used for almost a century to enhance the immune system's response to some vaccines, but some people claim that the ingredient is linked to rising rates of childhood disorders, such as autism. Public health officials in Kennedy's position rarely request that studies be retracted, especially a Danish one. It's not even in the same country. Says Ivan Oronsky, a specialist in academic publishing and co-founder of the media organization Retraction Watch. Through his request, quote, Secretary Kennedy has demonstrated that he wants the scientific literature to bend to his will. This is the capitulation, the grossness of being in a authoritarian government. That they just want, it doesn't matter what the science says, they want you to bend the knee because of what one person says. And it is pathetic. It is anti-American, and you should fight it if you're an American, no matter what you believe. The study in question, published in the Annals of Internal Medicine in July, is one of the largest of its kind, looking at 1.2 million children born over more than 2 decades in Denmark. 1.2 million over 2 decades. The authors reported that no significant risk of developing an autoimmune, allergic, or neurodevelopmental disorder was associated with exposure to aluminum compounds in vaccines. That was it. And then we dropped it, and then everyone understood the benefits of vaccines and that they were safe and effective. And then that was it. That was it. Good job, everyone. That's it. That was it. Good job, everyone. We all learned a quick lesson. That's why we have science and going on, right? No, of course not. Of course not. Of course not. In an opinion piece published on Trial Site News on August 1st, Kennedy called into question the study's methodology and analysis and results. The dude is not a scientist, has no idea what he was talking about. Since his appointment as the head of the U.S. Department of HHS, Kennedy has bypassed normal scientific review processes to change vaccine recommendations and terminated grants for projects of mRNA vaccines. Annals of Internal Medicine says it stands by the study and has no plans to retract it. See what I'm talking about, guys? RFK, MAGA, these people are the deep state. These people are the institutions. These people are the swamp. Okay? They run these things with dictatorial power. These people are the ones that have to be held accountable for why they are not listening and putting in their own stuff that they have been spouting. Christine Lane, editor-in-chief of the journal, wrote in a comment on the study's webpage on August 11th that, quote, retraction is warranted only when serious errors invalidate findings or when there's documented scientific misconduct, neither of which occurred here, end quote. The U.S. Department of HHS said that Kennedy's article spoke for itself and that the department did not have any further comment in response to Nature's questions about Kennedy's request for retraction. Here we go. And this is talking about aluminum. Real quick, widely used aluminum in the form of salts such as potassium aluminum sulfate. Oh my gosh, am I actually going to be here?
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. I'm a mad scientist. How are you doing?
So you don't want to do battle? Or yeah, or you doing?
Well,
Okay.
how do you feel about vaccines?
So everyone tap the screen.
How do you feel about vaccines? Vaccines are safe and effective. They're incredible.
Ariel, thank you so much for the like. So guys, thank you so much. Everyone tap the screen, please.
Yeah. We were reading about a thing about RFK talking about and trying to take vaccines off of... Isn't that bad?
Let's do it.
She has me muted?
I just lost my 6 wins. Guys, let's try again. Everyone tap the screen.
Yeah. Are you singing?
I like Frank Sinatra too.
What's your favorite science subject?
I like old song.
Are you? Okay. So aluminum in the form of salts such as potassium and aluminum sulfate. All right. Well, I'm gonna do my own thing. Aluminum in the form of sulfates, potassium, aluminum sulfate is administered in vaccines for a disease ranging from whooping cough to pneumonia to millions of people worldwide, and the vaccines have been widely studied for safety issues. Gary Gronhan, an independent virologist of Cranberry, says that there's no evidence of significant side effects caused by the small amount of aluminum in vaccines. See, you guys, we talk about vaccines, we get the gifts flowing. That's what happens. But in 2011, a study published in the Journals of Inorganic Biochemistry claimed to show a causal relationship between the rising autism diagnoses in children and increased exposure to aluminum-containing vaccines. In 2012, the WHO Global Advisory Committee on Vaccine Safety said the study and another by the same authors were, quote, seriously flawed because they used inappropriate study design, incorrect assumptions, and questionable data. Since then, Grohan says the claim that aluminum in vaccine causes autism has been, quote, debunked again and again. If there was a mechanism of action where a particular vaccine caused autism, we would see it in 80, 90, 100% of people receiving the vaccine, and we don't, end quote, he said. Any association between autism and vaccine is probably a coincidence of timing, he says. Quote, in other words, vaccines might be given at the age of 2, and autism is genetically might also kick in at the age of 2, he adds. Alan Chang, an epidemiologist at Mohan University in Melbourne, Australia, says the Danish study adds to the evidence that vaccines containing aluminum are safe. Incredible. We're battling because it's just I thought it was a funny thing. I wanted to see if this would actually, the mad scientist thing would actually translate. You people believe everything you read and cannot think for yourselves. Wait, isn't that literally what you guys do with the anti-vaxxers? Like, you guys literally have no studies, you have no analyses, you have no experiments, and all you have are things that you've read. You have titles upon titles to make that stuff. You have nothing but the things that you read. But science has studies, so you should check that out. Elinro Jen. Check it out. Check it out, dude. Exactly. There are no anti-vax studies. That's the problem. All right, guys. All right. Well, let's see. Let's go back. Oh, man. I can't go back. Can I go back here? Can I go back here? Nope. I'm stuck, guys. Oh, man. I've gotten sniped at the... Here, yeah, I will post it in the show notes. Jen posted it. There we go. Posted it in the show notes. Here we go. Oh, can we? Oh, good try, guys. All right, man. I lost. All right. All right, guys. How do I get out of here? Yeah, thank God. Okay. All right. Well, guys, we did it. That was the peer review. Not right now, but Garrett, in a second. Let's give it up for science, guys. Wait, sorry. Yeah. Let's give it up for science. Okay, so as we're going to do the appreciation segment, but if you have been vaccinated this week, let me know. Okay? Let me know in the comments. We have a special thing now that we do for people that are getting vaccinated because we appreciate you. We appreciate you getting vaccinated, and we want you to be safe. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. Thank you to the latest subscriber, Sheepadoodle. Thank you. Thank you, Sheepadoodle. Thank you, Ado, for the subscription. Thank you for all the big gifters, Rebecca Collins, Jen, Omar, Ducray, Addie, Michael, Trisha, Unemployed. Thank you, guys. Jess Jade's got in there, too. Thank you so much. Thank you to all the likers for 100 likes, 1,000 likes, 6,000 likes that JC's doing. JC Cyphers, thank you so much. Thank you, Omar. Thank you, Rebecca Collins. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Ducray, John Herden, Uncle Hippie, Krista, thank you guys so much. If you want to participate with a super chat and have your question read immediately, $5 super chats on the link tree. Also, there is a link to the Discord where you can get all the primary sources, all the info that we have, and have a bigger science discussion. Also, my link tree is my publications. If you want, you gifted something, Jess. Thank you. So, if you want to look at my publications, you can look at me there. That's it. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. Ooh. Carl, why do you just spam the same thing over and over again, bro? But thank you. I appreciate you being in here. I appreciate you. Always, man. You're all good. Okay. So, before we go to Garrett and back to the guests, has anyone been vaccinated this week, guys? We're looking for people that have got... Oh, thank you. Thank you, Light. Has anyone gotten a vaccine this week? We want to celebrate you in the chat. All right. If you get vaccinated, let us know, and you can be. Okay, cool. All right. I think that you bought in a little bit too much into the hype, Carl. I think that you're not understanding who the enemy is, bro. You're a little lost in the sauce, as people say. Can you explain to me if this guy is one of those pseudo docs that believes in raw milk? Thank you for being here, NB Kami. You are a friend of the show, and you can stay here as much as you want. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, vaccines are safe and effective, Carl. I'm sorry that you don't believe that, but it is. It's very true. All right, we're back to Garrett. Remember, guys, if you get a vaccine, you get vaccinated. We celebrate you here. We appreciate people appreciating public health, and we appreciate
How's that public health?
Yeah.
You know, when I was about 10, I was playing at my high school near my house, and I got stuck by a needle and got Hep C, so I don't trust those vaccines no more. I don't like needles.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
I never get vaccinated. My children won't be vaccinated, and my children's children won't get vaccinated. Tell you
That's
what.
not good. That's not a good way to spend your time, dude. What is Garrett, what do you do for a living?
Well, on the side, I fix up cars and stuff, and I sell them, and then I work for a water company.
What's the water company?
I ain't telling you that. What the heck?
What do you mean? Is it like one of those removing fluoride things?
Trump wants to cut our funding though. I'm about to get
what? Why? What is it? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Dang Trump! He's federal cutting. He's cutting all these federal shit. You know, I'm about to lose my job.
What? A public water utility company?
It's no, it's not public. It's a federal.
A federal water company?
Yeah, it's not public. It's not like my town's water. It's like I work at a water treatment plant for the government.
Oh. Why are they trying to get rid of water treatment plants?
Man, he's cutting money everywhere, I guess now. I don't know. Pretty sure like 15,000 environmental and wildlife workers got laid off not too long ago.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. What do you
I'm kind of happy that he cut those wildlife jobs, because now I can go poach some bears and shit. Yep.
Why? But there's federal water treatment plants? Like, what does that even mean?
Yes, sir, there is. Yes, sir.
Federal water treatment plants.
Blue collar, sir. I don't know if you've ever worked blue collar, Dr. Greg. Dr. Greg, you ever get your face dirty and your hands dirty? And Where you always come home pretty.
Dude, it says there isn't a single category of federal water treatment plants that serve the public, but rather a system of federal regulations, funding programs, and special facilities that are federally owned or regulated, such as the South Bay International Wastewater Treatment Plant.
My phone almost died. I work for EPA.
Okay, the U.S. EPA establishes standards, so you go out and do the testing of them. Then,
Yeah, I test most of the rivers and.
oh, that's cool, nice, dude. So you take samples of like, what do you sample?
I don't do any of that scientific shit. That's like the scientists like you. That's like the nerds' jobs. I just go out there and I grab samples.
How do you sample?
I put it in a fucking cup and a little like the piss cup for drug testing.
Mm-hmm.
You see one of those little things. We could just
what kind of tests do they do?
I do like little pH tests, but like they do all that other shit.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah,
You know, the little
makes sense.
the pH bottles you can get at the store.
Mm-hmm.
I do that, but then we take like 10 liters and we take it to the
10 liters.
Okay,
what do they do with it?
So I don't know. They test. They manage. They track like the contents of the water. I don't know. That's all the scientist shit. Like you'd like that shit.
Well, that's why I'm curious. That's why I want to know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know too much. I don't know too much about what all they do. They probably check like if the water has COVID and shit. I don't know.
They used to, yeah. But wastewater monitoring is actually a huge way that we actually figured out how what was going on during COVID. It's true.
Shit, but I tell you what, man. I don't know. I don't ever see them doing nothing in there. I'm not gonna lie. They just look. They just look in their little telescopes and.
Pretty sure that's a microscope, not a telescope. Pretty sure it's a microscope, not a telescope. Telescopes for the stars. Telescopes for the stars, dude.
It's all relative. I tell you what, that's the problem with these. You ever wonder why all scientists are liberals? Because they never got their hands dirty. I'm not even trolling. You think I'm trolling? Like that ass. Like
yeah.
They just been in labs their whole life, dude. Like I think that's the problem with America is not enough men and women are getting their hands dirty. Why are you putting a troll face on? I'm not trolling. Damn liberals, dude. Wait, so Dr. Greg, did you shave because you gotta look good for the interviews or what?
No, dude. My beard trimmer is
stuttering.
My beard trimmer is dull right now, so I just it's either a 0 or not. So that's what it is.
I'm pretty sure. What's it called? Home Depot's always hiring, Greg.
Probably.
No, if you need cash, man.
All right, man. Well, Lighta's Life wants to chat again. I think she just discovered Google Scholar.
DoorDash during COVID. Have families pay $400 in DoorDash for COVID, so they don't have to go out and get food.
Mm-hmm.
But then the DoorDash driver has to go, and someone has to make the food, so it doesn't even matter. So,
sweet. All right, man.
Yep.
Well, thanks for being you, dude.
Maha, make America healthy again.
Makes sense.
RFK is the greatest American to ever live.
Yeah. He does care. He's just young, dude. He just likes to troll. It's okay. It's okay. What's up, Light? How's it going?
Good. He's hilarious. He cracks me up.
Yeah, exactly, Omar. He's young and bored. Yeah, dude, it's chill. Like I used to be the exact same way when I was like early 20s, where it's just not taking anything seriously and just having fun. Yeah.
Yeah, no, even testing for a public water supply. I mean, it's a rigorous, even just testing for a residential well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have several different bottles. You can't touch the lid. I mean, there's a whole process to it. You have to use certain bottles and you have to fill them to a certain point.
Sure.
Different bottles have different constituents in them, depending on what you're testing for, all that stuff. So, yeah. Anyways, how are you?
Good. I got another strike. I know another warning. So,
Nice.
Dealing with that.
Yeah, join the club. I guess your Maha people are, now that I know what that is, they're going through the same thing.
Well, you guys, well, not really. I mean, like TikTok is basically Trump social media. So, I mean, the only reason why it's even operating still is through Trump administration. So,
Well, did you forget our conversation last time where I said they're all the same coin?
yeah, they're not though. It's not. It's not the truth at all. Like I'm not. That you think I'm the same as Trump? I mean, what?
No,
Like,
no, no. I'm saying like the politicians, absolutely.
no, no, they're not. I mean, again, that's an old like 25. That makes sense, okay, when you're talking about Bush v. Gore and you're talking about the top marginal tax rate of 35 versus 38%. That was like literally what politics used to be in like 1999. So like that's a beautiful 26-year-old tired argument that doesn't hold water anymore, and not when like the Republicans are gutting and devastating all of scientific research, not when Republicans are pushing federal takeovers of cities, when they have like military tanks rolling down the streets. I mean, it's nonsense to say that they're the same.
Well, thank goodness I'm not in my 20s. I'm almost double that. But so I kind of dropped in earlier and I saw you drinking out of a coffee cup instead of your other mug. Are you sure you don't want to go get your blood pressure medicine and get a bigger
Yeah, Bird Rock
container for
Coffee
this
Roasters.
conversation?
No, yeah, that's a good Bird Rock Coffee Roasters, guys. It's like one of the best coffee roasters in the world. It's really good.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
There's a few things. So I've kind of been going over, I mean, my stance, like the whole electromagnetism thing.
Okay.
And
I really can we do something different, Light?
Yeah.
Like I'm really happy for you. Like genuinely, I think it's so cool. You're like going through your like Google Scholar moment, and I think that's so cool. I'm just so curious how you came to where you are. Like how did you what was the unfolded light like? You know what I mean? Like how did you start your journey?
You want to know the honest truth?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm genuinely really curious.
Well, I was
As much as you
raised
want
in
to
a
say, as I don't want
yeah,
to
yeah.
make you feel uncomfortable. Obviously, this is, you know what I mean. But
Yeah, no, yeah, I have no problem telling you.
okay.
So I was raised in a really bad childhood,
Oh, I'm
and
sorry to hear that.
my dad was not kind to me at all. So it made me hypersensitive to almost everything around me.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that.
So that's okay. So it made me who I am today. So in a nutshell, through all of that, the only thing, even as a 2-year-old, the only thing I had to lean on, because I was raised Christian, was my belief in Jesus, right? So I gained a really close relationship with him checking out. And as I got older, I was hypersensitive to everything. And what that means is that you look for answers and everything, and you really just do away with emotions. So I've always been curious, and I can just see things really quickly, I think, because of that. And then there was a series of events. My brother came down with glioblastoma, and
Oh no,
I
I'm
watched.
so sorry.
Yeah, he passed away from it. So I watched everyone, and it actually ended up becoming a medical malpractice. But I watched everyone in my life who was in the medical field have no answer.
Yeah.
And that really kind of pissed me off.
I mean, that's the
So
worst, most like aggressive form of brain cancer, right?
yeah, and he didn't even know he had it. So
Oh, I'm
and
so
so we didn't
sorry.
find out. Yeah, we didn't find out until he actually went to the hospital from massive headaches, and then a series of events.
Oh, you cut out there. Oh no.
Oh well, they basically.
Go ahead. You said a
Am I
series
still
of
cutting out?
events. Yeah, no, you're good now. You said a series of events, and then you cut out.
Yeah, so a series of events happened when he was in the hospital, and they ended up putting him in a wrong room. So when they came to when he went in, I guess they finally figured out what it was almost 24 hours later. So they moved him to another hospital to do surgery, and they put him in the wrong room. They didn't do a direct admin. And so when they went to get him the next morning at 8 o'clock, they didn't see him. And instead of finding him, I guess, they basically just ignored it.
What?
So later that morning, his he had so much swelling on the brain that my mom was in the room with him, and of course we were there all night the night before, and so I was on my way up there, but she called me and said that he went into a seizure. Basically, his brain has swelled so much it was coming out his spine.
Oh my God.
So in the room with him, they started doing emergency surgery with her in there and took him up. And then by then they basically said that he was pronounced brain dead. And so we had to do the whole week of like, what are we going to do? Are we going to keep him on life support?
Oh my God.
Then you see the people who are like not wanting to do it versus the people in the medical industry, like my dad and everyone saying that this is like, he's deemed unresponsive. So we have to let him go. And that's how it happened. And that whole week I was passing by a few places that were like, this is actually kind of funny. I was passing by I'd learned about red light maybe a month before.
Mm-hmm.
And we were passing by a few places that were like holistic. And I just happened to look into the building and they were advertising for red light. So that was kind of that's the rabbit hole I started down. But a couple years before that, when I was reading the Bible, I was really praying for answers about Jacob's water trough because I knew that it was not theoretical.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that it was very matter of fact. And so I just kind of went down that rabbit hole of looking for answers for him. Here's the point. I don't like when you're living in fear. When you're living in fear, it means that you just don't have the answer, right? So like if you start a new job, basically in a nutshell, you're nervous about it, right? So you don't know where to put your purse. You don't know where to put your stuff. You're kind of nervous about what that looks like. But after you're working there for several months and you get comfortable with it. So yeah, I basically knew that it was just me not having the knowledge, and not that I needed to know all the answers, but I wanted to know why. And I wanted to know what went wrong and how we could help. And I knew it would, help me and like, I guess my journey, like as far as just kind of having answers. So at the same time, maybe 3 weeks later, we had someone in our church. It was a firefighter. They had a pool party, and somehow, some way, during this party, while all the firefighters around, their son had gotten in the pool and they had to rescue him. But same thing happened with him. Mm-hmm. By the time they got him out and tried to resuscitate him, he didn't come back around either. So he went to the hospital, same state. They kept him on life support for 2 weeks. And because same scenario, they ended up letting him go too. And I was really kind of mad by this point, I was really mad. Because here's one of the things I'll tell you. When I was in the room with my brother, every time I walked in that room and I went to speak to him, his machines went off like crazy and they told me I had to leave the room. So just by me either talking to him or touching him, he was having neurological responses. Mm-hmm. So, and then when we read the Bible, it was like they told us we couldn't read the Bible to him anymore because the responses he was having was outrageous. So they told us we couldn't bring the Bible back in, and it was just a series of things like, okay, I know that he was responding, and when I was talking to him, I saw him responding, but no one else would really listen to that. And so anyways, we ended up letting him go. We donated some of his organs, and
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, so that was kind of my journey. And then
how old were you at this time? How old were you?
This was about 7 years ago.
Okay. Do you mind how old are you right now, or?
Yeah, I'm 41.
Okay. Wow. So this is 30, 34. But before that, were you very into medical stuff or any religious stuff?
Yeah. Well, so I started right out of high school. I went to school to be a veterinarian.
Okay.
And I could basically, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I cannot stand school and I cannot stand authority.
Okay.
And what I meant by that is that my discernment told me that just something wasn't right. So I did several years of that, and I just did not want to do that for the next however many years it was going to take me to get a certification, right? So I dropped out of it. I just didn't feel like it was the right way to go. Not in my discernment.
Yeah.
So I did that, and then I decided to maybe go to do basically, I don't know, it was just, I thought about becoming an attorney.
Okay.
Decided I didn't want to be in school for 6 to 8 years for that.
Telling me.
Because so here's the thing. Again, I was raised in a really bad childhood. So at the age of 13, I was working for our county attorney, and
Wow.
she was a close friend. Well, my grandma was in paramedics. She was a head paramedic of our county. And so, and my family was involved in the medical. So she was really close to the county attorney here. And they're basically best friends. So that's how I kind of got that job at the age of 13. So she paid me full time. Yeah. Literally, I was getting $8 an hour back then. It was a lot of money for, someone in middle school. But yeah, so I had a good time with that. And I was like, you know what? I'll just go to school to do that. And then I don't know, it didn't feel right for me. And now I know why. But yeah, it just wasn't right. So then I started literally between Jacob's water trough in the Bible and the red light that really started the journey for where I am today. And here's what I'll tell you, because everyone asks me the same question. How did you find this out? As I would look into something, I just knew in my discernment before I understood it, I knew it was in phases. Like, okay, so here's the thing. The Bible is not alive. Your perception is alive, right? So when you start reading the Bible or any book or any movie, you start to see it deeper and deeper and deeper because you're understanding it, right? So when I started reading the Bible and started understanding certain things, along with looking into what I was doing, there's just things that I don't know how to tell you. You see it from a different perception and you can put it together. So for instance, when I'm using red light therapy, for whatever reason, I was knowing that it was charging when I was using herbs on like topically. I knew that it was causing more of an activation than if I just use red light alone, or if I just use an herb or an oil alone. And that sounds really weird, but I just knew it. So then I had to dive into like why I had this feeling. And it just kept going, like one thing after another. And it sounds really weird. So have you ever watched the movie Infinity?
No.
With that mathematician guy? Okay, so there's this story, and I don't know his name. I watched it several years ago. But there's a mathematician, I think it's based on a true story, where he came from overseas, and he could see things, and he knew how to put it together in his mind, but he couldn't explain it in physical math. So he pretty much wrote down like this probability, and they brought him to he got awarded like I don't know how you say it. I don't know if it was a scholarship or whatever to a university. And this professor basically took him under his wing and said, hey, I'll help you out. And I'll basically, like, you've got to learn how to write this the way like your science, right? You deem it as you have to explain it. And he physically told him, I don't know how to explain it. I just know what I know. And he said, well, that's not going to work in our industry. You have to physically prove it.
Yeah.
So after all the years of him being there and, basically learning all these things, he was then able to apply it to paper. And then, of course, he got awards and everything from it. But that's how I can explain it. When I see things, I just put it into picture. And I'm going to tell you this. It's not me. It's 100% God. And so I know that he's real. I can feel him. I'm very close to him. And he physically gives it to me. But once you understand, okay, so here's the point. If you understand how, let's say you're driving down the road and as you get a flat tire. If you get a flat tire, you know that you have a flat tire, right? I don't need to know what color the black is on the tire. I don't need to know the depth of the tread. I don't need to know the amount of steel is in it. I don't need to know all those things. I just know that I have a flat and I know there's something causing it. Yeah. So in your science, what you do, like I think his name's Federico Fagan, he says it was science. He's a quantum physicist. And he says what he's come to is that basically in a nutshell, what classical physics does and in science, they try to individualize everything so much that they can't put it together and it doesn't work. But once you start getting into quantum and you understand the electron fields and how everything's interconnected, then you start to see the whole picture. And that's exactly what I've done. So I can see how it works. I know exactly what happens. And I say it's simple because it's the same patterns over this entire time. So I don't know how else to put it to you. Like even when you and Jorge were talking, I knew exactly what you were talking about. I mean, I really don't know how to put it.
Yeah, Yeah, I think that it's really interesting that you had this kind of like bedrock belief in religion, and then it seems like you had like these radicalizing moments with your brother dying, that really pushed you into using those even more, like really, really pushing you into that direction. Do you think that your brother would have been saved if he had used naturopathic like means and remedies?
So what you're asking me is if I knew now, before he passed away, what I've been able to help him. Do I believe it? 100%.
Okay, what would you do? What would be the thing for a glioblastoma, you said? What would be the treatment?
So there would be several things, because obviously it's drainage and it's inflammation of the brain, right? So whatever it's caused by. Because here's I'll tell you, you guys in science, what they try to do is they go so deep that they try to figure out all the little things that happen. It's literally, even when Jorge was talking about it, he was talking about the entropy level and bringing it back to coherence, right? I wouldn't get, well, one light, first of all, I would use red light to an extent, but it's not the only thing up. It's not the only thing. And Dr. Michael Hamblin talks about using red light for all these things. So if you think that I'm crazy, you can go look him up. So you can go look up this stuff with him. And actually he's found that it really helps with dementia and Alzheimer's as well. But that's his favorite topic now, is to talk about the brain health and red light. But anyway, back to
glioblastoma, your remedies.
Yeah, so all you're trying to do is bring coherence back to the electrons. The entire quantum mechanic field is electrons. And you guys try to individualize it. Everything is interconnected. And it's remember when he was talking about the I think you were talking you didn't call them spins. I think you called them like a tubule.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, that's coherence, and that's vortexing spins. It's just vortexing mechanics. So atoms spin, right? And they lose spin if they don't have an alignment of electrons.
Okay.
Okay, well, what causes it to have an entropy state where an electron is out of balance and it's in an incoherent state? And this is from quantum. So this is what they use it. They get used.
But the problem is that like there's bleeding in the brain, and there's more blood in the brain than space. So like how are you gonna change the electron spin and change that?
Well, you have to understand that everything, but that's you're trying to individualize that everything is out of alignment. But here's the problem with you and I. I believe that the body has the ability to heal itself. It has a messaging signal. He was born, he was healthy, right? And something happened, right? So what happened? Was it parasites? I don't know. Was it his diet? I don't know.
It was a cancer.
Yeah, I know what you deem it as. But even, let's say it is cancer. Let's say it's a virus or it's cancer. Do you know it's just a state of entropy? It's just a state of an out of lot. You guys don't understand that it's just out of, the reason it's at an entropy state or an ROS state is because the electrons have lost their capability to couple and spin. And instead of giving it the electron, which is actually of God's word, like all of this plant matter, everything has a design. It actually is instructed. It holds itself together, right? They're actually energy waveforms. They're just particles. They're vibrating particles. And in quantum, even Dr. Fagan says everything is just a hologram. It's just coupled together by an intention.
But again, I don't understand. Like, there's blood inside the skull, and how are we going to remove it with like red light therapy?
It wouldn't be just red light. So first thing you would do is you would add nutrients. Nutrients are electrons. All your body's looking for is to recouple electrons. You call them an electron donor.
Okay, so what do you describe the process to me?
So you're looking for electrons. What are electrons? Electrons are light. What carries light?
Okay, so we put light inside of the brain?
Well, no, because you don't understand. That's the thing, though. You don't understand that even minerals or plants, right? Y'all were talking about the chlorophyll. So that's all light. They're all constructed by light. Remember when I was talking about quantum mechanics? It's all instructed by it. And it's hard for you guys to understand, but it's really not if you can understand it. Because here's what I'm saying. If you actually understood okay, you know where science is going. It's all quantum. Why are they trying to rid everyone out of science? Now that they've already, okay, listen, you don't understand the fight. Everything has an inverted, right? So if this fight, you don't understand, it's spiritual.
But like, again, I'm sorry. I'm really, like, the patient has blood in the brain, too much blood. We have to remove it. The pressure is getting enough to it that it's impacting brain function. So what is your course of action? I understand that you think it's misaligned,
Okay, so
and
using
the
electrons, you
clouds
can,
and the electron
so
clouds.
I
I
would use,
understand.
yeah, I would
But
use
what?
I would use electrons internal and external. So
Okay, so
I
how would you
obviously
do
don't have my
electrons
books in,
internal? How do you do
yeah, so I
that?
don't have my books, so I don't have my books in front of me to tell you exactly what I would use as far as herbs or tinctures, but I would do both. So herbs are internal, and you can scoff at this, it's fine. And you can come back at me if you want to. And I would use tinctures externally. And one of the greatest wavelengths of tinctures we've ever found, or as far as an herb, is actually frankincense. So frankincense and myrrh resemble gold, and gold does not oxidize. So it's very hard for frankincense and myrrh to oxidize. So it's a very slow giving electron state. And so what you do is you actually put it on. And actually, there was a guy that used this 2 months ago. He's he's ex-military now, but he had melanoma, and everything he was taking was not working. So he just came in and said, "Hey, I need something from you." So I gave it to him. He just used frankincense and red light. Now, I'm not going to say anything on this to get you taken down, but let's just say it's no longer there. And it only took a week and a half. And his doctors were floored. But see, that's the thing, though. You guys don't, and I do this all the time. It's like, this isn't just the one story. But you guys don't understand that all you guys are playing with is recoupling the electrons. And all you're doing is you're changing the DNA sequencing. So you don't understand that you are the opposite of me. You're entraining our bodies to become synthetic. I am using nature, which is God's word, which has the original design in it of the quantum state to realign the body.
But you're
So
not
you
changing
guys,
the DNA around. We're not, no, nothing.
yes, that's what I'm
Where?
telling you. They
Where?
do.
What? With what?
Everything that you eat, everything that you breathe, like even if you wear cologne, it changes your DNA signaling.
No, it doesn't.
Every bit of it. Yes, it does.
No,
In
because
fact, you can go
no. The
look on your
nucleotides are
Google
too
right now.
small. Yeah.
Go look on your Google right now and see if it's what they would call, like, I don't know, hormone disruptor.
No, because I mean,
All of those things.
even all light doesn't disrupt and change mutations
No, I didn't say
inside.
that.
I know, but I'm just saying that, like, even light, which is capable of changing DNA sequences, right? Ultraviolet mutations exist, but I'm just saying not in even all light doesn't have the capability.
Do you know what a gene mutation is?
I'm a molecular biologist. That's like what I do for a living. Yeah, I
So
do gene
explain to me what a
mutations.
gene mutation is. Tell me what happens when it becomes mutated. What happens to it?
Well, not all mutations are created equally. So you can have a missense
I
or
understand that
a
because
sense
nothing.
mutation that
Well,
changes some of the amino acids or doesn't. So you can have a silent mutation. You can have a frame shift that happens. You can have, like, there's tons of things that happen.
yeah, the
Insertion,
nuclear. But
deletions,
think
like
about
some.
it deeper than that. So what makes your proteins, right? Your amino acids. What makes your amino acids? Your nucleotides, right? And before that, you can go a little further. But the point is, does that not make up your DNA?
Yeah, that is. Yeah, your nucleotide
Okay,
sequence is your DNA.
exactly. So if you guys are creating a different resonance by the signaling that you're introducing to it, if you introduce a yeast or anything else, you are changing the signaling of that gene. So when you give someone something, they're going to have a different resonance. And the different resonance means every single one of their atoms, they're going to have a different resonance field. And this is all I mean, this is all science. You can go look at your quantum mechanics guys and they'll tell you this stuff because they're out of classical mechanics or classical physics, and they no longer, most of them don't subscribe to it anymore.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's, you know, I don't know why you were talking about gene mutations and then you went to these other like resonance things, because that's not how mutations are seen, and that's not what happens, and you don't get
In your science, that's not how they describe it. And remember when I was talking
so then
to you about
how would you
Fagan?
how would you describe a gene mutation then?
It changes resonance fields. So whatever have you ever heard the term "you are what you eat"?
Uh-huh.
What do you think that means?
If you eat like junk, you're going to feel like junk.
And why would you feel like junk?
Oh, you're just not going to have the nutrients that you need.
And what are nutrients?
Folded light. Sorry.
No, well, I mean, they are technically. No, it's actually it's electrons that cohering, absolutely. But at the end of the day, what it is it creates a signaling field.
Okay.
So here's what I'll tell you. You don't understand the fight. So that's why you sit on TikTok, and that's why you argue with all these people who are telling you, some of them understand it, some of them understand it to a deeper level where it's spiritual, because you're guys that are playing these games in the politics, who are paid by the lobbyists, who claim one side and switch sides, and then flip the narrative and tell you one thing and tell you something else. They're all taking it to what? Right? You guys have done what? So you've been in the game for so long.
Let me
just say this
you
really
guys,
fast.
but let's just be clear. Like, do you think that I'm being paid here?
No, don't. No, I won't.
You said you guys, so I just wanted to just make sure. Like, I was just curious.
It was just a general statement.
Okay,
So
okay,
here's what
royal
I'm saying.
you. Okay, that's fine.
I'm saying as far as medical industry. So
Roger.
there's two
Okay.
things. There's one of nature. There's one of synthetic. Just like Christianity. Christianity does not claim to be of the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church claims to be of Christianity. That's the inverted. Right? I'm not saying all Catholics are bad. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that that's the inverted. Right? We know about the difference of Zionism and Semitism. There's a lot of Jews who not claim to be of the Zionists, but there's a lot of all the Zionists claim to be of the Jews. And that was the thing that Wendy was trying to tell you yesterday, is that this is not a fight against the Jews. There is in Christianity, we do not believe in a physical Israel. The physical Israel is the house for the Antichrist. And in the book of Revelation, when Jesus comes back, he says, you are the ones, he said, you who call yourself of my people, you call yourself Jews, you are not, you're the synagogues of Satan. He's talking to them. They are reestablishing and right now inserting their physical location for the Antichrist. It is not, and they've been sold this, this lie by the same universities that have been what? If you get a 501c3 and you go to seminary school, they teach you what to teach, right? So a lot of these Christians who don't understand what they're rooting for have been sold the lie.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? So everything has an inverted. That's just it. There's two sides to everything. And so what you have to understand is now that you have, so here's the point. A lot of these people that they talk about the deep state is actually, well, I don't want to get you banned, but they're the black nobility ... TTT, the black nobility. Get what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's what they call themselves. So in this fight, you don't know that it goes back to the Anunnaki and the fallen angels, and they actually align with the Book of Shadows, which is of King Solomon. Okay. That is why you have the Freemasons and everything else. But no, just hear me out for a second.
I'm listening.
This is where it goes back to. What is their entire, since the Tower of Nimrod, what has been their entire plan?
I don't know.
Their entire plan is to control humanity, right? These elites that everyone talks about, that do all their satanic worships and all their stuff, their child stuff, all this other stuff, they're all in the same boat. Everyone should start to understand this, because the fight is not against the people. They divide everything. So what they do is that now that they have, because they cannot own God's coherence. They cannot own it. So what do they have to do? They have to teach you guys to go in and figure out how to change the gene signaling so that you guys are sold the lie to change the way we resonate. So when they employ their electromagnetism frequencies, which they already have started, then your body accepts these codes and they'll take you into a quantum state.
Okay, last sentence. Go ahead.
No, that's it.
Okay. Okay, Light. I think it was really interesting hearing about your backstory. I'm really sorry to hear about your brother. I'm really sorry that happened to him. I wish that, there was, we looked into that story yesterday that there's some gene therapy treatments that would and do help people now to live a little bit longer, but it's just like one of the most aggressive brain cancers. So I'm just so sorry that happened to him. And
Yeah, you don't have to apologize. I mean, it
no,
just is
it
what
is
it is.
sad. It is sad. It is sad. I think we were writing a story that basically this gene therapy technique made this person with this stage 4 glioblastoma live for 8 years, which is just so amazing. It's like less than 1% of people live past 3. So the fact that they got the 8 years was just unbelievably cool. It was actually a virus that they had changed and creating kind of a way of using that as a gene therapy. But we could talk for hours, Light, and we have already this week, so we just have to
You're good.
we have too much time. We have too much fun together, Light. That's what it is. So we
But
can just
all I want you to do is start. Here's the thing: if I plant seeds about electromagnetism, which you should have gotten off of Jorge last night,
okay.
as you start to understand, now listen, I understand. I'm going to be biased in this, so I'm definitely not coming to your side. But here's the point: if you start to understand what signaling is, you're going to get your aha moment.
Yeah, the electron tunneling thing with that was wild.
It's just toroidal fields. That's all it is.
So cool. Yeah,
Have you looked
I'm
into
new.
toroidal fields?
I'm new to this stuff. So the fact that
look into it.
it was really cool. So it was the quantum signaling with proteins and electron transport chain and all that kind of stuff. That was really cool. So I was pleasantly really surprised. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Light. I appreciate you always, and thank you for being you. And you're so genuine. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Okay, NB Kami, you wanted to. I saw your request before, so this is a good. It's cute, empty right now. Yeah, guys, I think that's just those things can be really traumatic for people, and it's hard to know how people are going to deal with that. So I think that she's gone into her path and tried to help people, and I think that in her way, she is trying to do the best thing that she knows in order to help people, and I think that's awesome. I don't agree with her, and I think that we definitely disagree, but I think that in her mind and in her ways that she is trying to do something good for someone. Absolutely, Omar. And it's dangerous. And she's absolutely hurting people through what she sells them. Absolutely. But we have to understand how and why people get there to where they are, and that's an important lesson for science educators to understand how we can reach people. Exactly, serotonin. You're exactly right. Yeah, I agree with you. But we have to, as science communicators and educators, it helps us to understand where people are coming from, how they got there. It does help. All right. Oh, and Kami, what's up? What's up? New fan of the stream, NB Kami. How are you?
I'm okay. How's everyone doing tonight?
Good.
How are you?
Good. Thanks for stopping in.
Yeah. I can just sit here till someone else hops in or whatever, or until our conversation ends. But
sure.
I grew up in a very conservative evangelical sort of household that was very anti vaccine, anti healthcare. My mother I don't want to talk too much about her passing. That's a lot for me. But even to her deathbed was very anti-hospital, anti-going to the doctor, anti-medication, all of these things, right? So I grew up this way. And even into my 20s, I was this way because I was just taught from the time that I was born, you don't take the medicine from the doctor, you don't go to the doctor, you don't do these things because doctors are bad. And I think people have lived experiences. My mother, for an example, I'm going to try to not go on a rant here, so cut me off at any time if I've been talking too long. But
okay.
My mother, she was 74 at the time of her passing, and 73. She passed this year, and she had bipolar. Yeah, it happens. She had bipolar disorder. And so when you think about all of those things and the time that she grew up in, there's a lot of medical gaslighting that happens, right? Especially with women her age. So I couldn't even imagine the things that she went through when she tried to seek out medical care that resulted in her having this mind frame of doctors are bad, don't trust the doctors, right? Yeah. Especially as someone with bipolar disorder, that can develop that type of paranoia, right? So I don't know. I thought it was an interesting thing to kind of bring to the table as someone who grew up in a family that had religious beliefs that taught them to not go to the doctor, but also mental health and personal experiences that taught them to not go to the doctor. And then I myself was subjugated to things that made me believe to not go to the doctor well into like my mid-20s. And I think it's just like a thing that it's kind of like racism. Like it gets passed down by family and taught. Yeah. So that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I think, man, the anti-vaccine and the disinformation stuff is just so tough. It's one of those things where people are being pushed, like these AI algorithms now are so sophisticated in finding, like, is this person skeptic? And then they basically figure out if they're inherently skeptical, and then they figure out if they are, what their beliefs are that they're the skeptical the most on. And they basically get fed these conspiracies after conspiracies to see like, what is real and that kind of stuff. So imagine in your view, in your feed, where you're just getting story after story after story of vaccine injury after vaccine injury. So, at some point they've seen 1,000 articles, news, all of them are fake, or 99.9% of them are fake, or, but they've seen those titles. And now to say that doesn't exist, you're basically telling this person to discount their own lived experience. And it's like, what, you haven't seen I see them all the time. What are you talking about? I mean, it's like how Republicans with, trans issues with Kamala Harris, where like Republicans took a poll, it was like a Gallup poll. It said 25%, Republicans thought 25% of the country was trans, based off of all the anti-trans propaganda that they were given during the campaign. Because story after story after story was Kamala talking about trans issues, and she never did on the campaign trail. And it's just the amount of reality versus what's on these feeds. It's just completely discordant.
Yeah, it's really crazy, and people only believe what is shown in front of them, right? And the amount of misinformation that's spread to certain demographics of the area too, I've noticed, is really, really insane. I will say that the older generation tends to, at least from my experience, tends to be more anti-vaccination, which is scarier to me. Like people in their like 60s, 50s, 70s. And that's a really scary thought because those are the people that are like more at risk, especially like in the South where there's like
thankfully, and with COVID, this wasn't the case. So, like, basically, Republicans were unlikely to be vaccinated, the majority of them in their 30s, 40s, 50s, but then 60 plus, the older Republicans were like, nah, they're like 80% vaccinated. So thankfully, like, you're right that they did get the vaccine when they kind of knew that this was something that was bad for them, which is a good thing, right? Because so that they didn't buy into the propaganda. But it's probably also they have the lived experiences where they grew up or they knew about polio, where that was like an actual fear of growing around like you. And that was actually the rollout of the polio vaccine. Like 10% of people that got the polio vaccine actually did get polio because it was an improperly inactivated vaccine. So it legitimately did give some people polio, and they still lined up around the door, around buildings for that, and they still cared about it that much. So it's wild.
Yeah. There's a lot of things like the polio vaccine, and then I don't know if you've ever heard about heparin, but I forgot exactly when. I'm so bad with dates. I'm so sorry. I have short-term memory loss due to some things that I don't want to disclose on a live with 138 people. But
you're good. I got you right here. Heparin is also known as an unfractionated heparin. UFH is a medication and naturally occurring glycoamine glycan. Heparin is a blood anticoagulant that increases the activity of antithrombin. It is used in the treatment of heart attacks and unstable angina. It is given intravenously. Okay, here we go. Heparin is contraindicated for suspected cases of vaccine-induced prothrombotic immune thrombocythemia secondary to SARS-CoV-2 vaccinations, as heparin may increase the risk of bleeding in the heparin complex autoimmune manner in favor of alternative anticoagulant medications.
Yeah, in my opinion, it's a really scary drug, but we're not going to get into that. I'm a little bit of a drug conspiracy theorist myself due to personal experience, like we said, but it is a really scary drug because back when they first launched it, you can look into it, a bunch of people died from it because there was really bad batches out. One of those people happened to be my aunt. This drug, if handled improperly, like let's say like the doctors miss something about the patient in the liver, right? Or like, just they miss something, or a patient is like internally bleeding and they miss it, the patient can like bleed out or hemorrhage and die, right? So it's a really dangerous drug in my opinion. But the reason I brought that up was because you brought up polio, and there's been other things that have happened like polio, like the heparin incident that happened. That just scare people away from even going to the doctor or to the hospital. But what they don't realize is the advancements in medication that we've had since then, right? Yeah. Even in the last 20 to 30 years, we've jumped so far ahead in medicine than like we've jumped probably 50, 60 years ahead in medicine than we should have, like someone said down there, I was just about to say something to that effect. We'll never get rid of medical malpractices or mistakes that happen, right? Yeah. Like that's not something that'll be eliminated. But what we can do within medicine is just continue to try to advance as much as possible. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Addie, that's a great point. Like Tylenol, people die from Tylenol every year. They just have an unknown side effect or an allergic reaction to it, and they die. But Tylenol is considered safe and effective, right? So it's the same thing with like vaccines. So that's why you can make the blanket statement that vaccines are safe and effective. So the problem is like inherently science is never going to be 100%. It's always 99.9%, and but it comes off as wishy-washy when you have misinformation and anti-vaccine people telling you 100%. This is what's going to cure your electromagnetism that you have now because you have a COVID vaccine inside of you, or all the different stuff that they take that has zero evidence for: hydroxychloroquine, ivermectin, the lab leak conspiracy. Like, there's like no evidence to support it. But is it still a possibility? Like, possibly, but that's not what any of the data is showing currently.
Yeah, I don't really have much more to gain or that wasn't the correct term, to add to this.
Okay.
I wanted to come up here and see
Cool.
if I could
have
some conversation and maybe spark someone in the comments to join up.
Yeah, cool. Well, I appreciate you getting on here. I was about to head out because it's been 3 hours, so I'm tired.
Shit.
So I appreciate you. I appreciate you jumping in. Thanks for finding us, and you're always welcome here.
Yeah, have a good night.
All right, you too. All right, guys. We did it. Another one down. Let's see if we get canceled for this one, like we have 2 times in the last week. We're doing something right if we're getting canceled, guys. I think, right? They're trying to shut us down. But we keep fighting back. 1, 2, 1, 2. Real quick. It's the end of the show. Oh, what's up? Jenny Sunshine. What's up? Yes. Jenny Sunshine, our latest subscriber. Thank you. Incredible. Thank you so much. Let's see if this should come through. Oh, science has to be political. Your mama, that's exactly wrong. Science has to be political. That is exactly wrong. I mean, because like my job, I just got laid off last week because Trump is killing off the entire science industry. So scientists have to be involved. Scientists have to do something. All right, you know what? We'll do one battle just for the kicks at the end here.
Habibi.
Hello.
Oh my goodness, I remember you.
Oh my gosh, guys, what is up? Oh, what's up? Dude, last night. Hey, what's up? How are you?
How are you?
What's up? Wow.
I don't know how this happened, but I'm leaving. Bye, stay safe.
Okay, see ya. She's doing the vaccine thing, guys. Hi.
Doctor, how
What's
are
up?
you? Where
Good,
from?
man. San Diego.
San Diego, America. I am from Kuwait,
Cool. Nice, man. Welcome.
Kuwait. And my friend Mahmoud from Egyptian.
Oh, assalamu alaikum.
عليكم السلام يا
السلام عليكم.
على دوقي.
أهلين. دوقي. دوج.
Oh, wait, what?
دوج. Hi, doctor.
Cool.
Hi, مش. Hi, محمود.
هلا والله فيك.
Wow, guys, this is cool. I've never done a 4-way. Is this a 4-way battle? Are we like teaming up?
شكله.
Is that what happens?
شكله.
Hi, doctor.
Hi. شكله يا محمود.
Hi, how are you?
هذا دكتور صدق ولا ذكاء
صناعي? Should we do a team match or a solo match? What's happening?
I think
ذكاء صناعي صح؟
صح؟
yes, ذكاء صناعي.
يعني ده مش حقيقي؟
AI. ايه بس
يعني هو مستخدم ذكاء صناعي.
Alright guys, this is it.
بس فكرة محترمة جدا وتفكير محترم.
ذكية ماخذ مقاطع ومركبها صح.
ايه ده يعني هو ده مش شكله مش حقيقي؟
What is this?
لا. Hi guys. tap please.
تاب تبتبونا. عطونا يا جماعة.
So much happening.
كبسة.
Look to my
لا بس جايب مذيع امور شيك وراجل كبير يعني له احترامه. مفكر كتير.
Let's go.
Give me the lion. I win now.
let's win guys. I don't care. Hi.
يلا يا جماعة.
Ahuda, do anything for me.
منين يا دودو؟
أنا من قلب الدكتور اللي تحت ده اللي هو ال AI ده.
أي دكتور فيهم؟ أنا مش شايف حد.
ده اسمه إيه في الحقيقي ده، بس عشان أعمل له فولو بجد.
مين ده؟
هو ده ال AI اللي تحت ده، أنا حبيته خلاص.
الدكتور جورج ولا
اسمه
هو بسانتياغو.
See, sorry. See ya. See. Spanish. Sorry.
محمود ما تسأله يلعب قمار ولا ما يلعبش؟
قمار.
ايوه بلاس
يوم
فيجاس.
الجمعة.
ايوه مال الجمعة مال القمار. ايه ده؟
مال الجمعة ومال القمار.
ده سؤال هنلعب مع بعض يعني. انت بتفكري ازاي؟ بس سؤال يعني اسالك عن الخمره اقول لك النهارده
النهارده الجمعه اختش يا مش الجمعه لا خمار ولا امره ولا امره ولا خمره ولا نسوان.
نيك باي. مش هيعرف دكتور يو كان
Yeah.
Doctor, where are you from?
San Diego.
San Diego.
Yeah.
Are you real? You real person or AI?
No, I'm a real person.
Really?
Yeah, this is real.
No, I don't think.
Yeah. It's true.
No.
It's true.
How old are you?
No.
38.
Is it true?
يا تدوب.
I'm 38.
38?
Yeah. How old are you?
38.
18?
You're bigger.
37.
Wow.
18?
You're looking.
Really?
I don't know. I was. No. I was trying to be nice. I don't know.
You have to be nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
ده طلع حقيقي يا جدعان. هو ده حقيقي ولا AI بجد؟
طلع حقيقي يا جدعان. ماشي يا جدعان. هنبص عليك دلوقتي يا دكتور.
No.
جدعان.
ده طلع بني آدم. دم ولحم وبتاع.
انا مش عارف انتوا ليه بتقولوا ان هو AI. هو شكله عادي بني ادم يعني.
ايوه هو بني ادم بس I think ان هو مش
هو
في حاجه غلط.
شابك بالبي سي. يا شابك بالبي سي على الكمبيوتر. يمكن شابك على البي سي. شابك على الكمبيوتر ثاني اعتقد والله.
لا مفيش منه ده خلاص.
الظاهر ما شاء الله يوم جمعة عجبها الشيف. جمعة وغزل ما ينفعش.
ما حصلش. وبعدين انا لما اتغزلت فيه افتكرته AI.
دي انارد.
اتغزلتي بالخيال مش الحقيقي.
ايوه
يا خلبوسة.
لا ابدا.
يا خلبوسة.
لا انا لا
كم النهارده كم.
ايوه انت داخل قال لك ايه بيلعب قمار.
ايوه سأله روح يلعب قمار ولا لا.
انت ولا
سان دييغو غير.
هو حاط تحدي الافكار وانضم الى الانترنت اكثر لطفا وذكاء ما يكرب دكتوراه في الحاجات دي. اقرا البايو. يلا يا دكتور. I win يا دكتور.
Yo.
I win.
I know. Yeah, you guys are killing it. Good job.
Where you support? Where you support?
I know. I don't know.
Where? Las Vegas or California?
California.
مكسيكو. حيك حيا.
Dang, 459. Wow. You guys are good, man. You guys are so good.
Again.
عايز يهرب بجدك.
انا مفخ دلوقتي. تعال يا دكتور. لا خليك مش اي دكتور.
احنا هنعمل منك دكاتره صغيره
يا جماعه. اعملوا جوله.
مين اللي بيتكلم؟ مين اللي عايز يعمل منه دكاتره صغيره ده بقى بسرعه؟
مين؟ انت مين؟
انت مين يا
انت عمرك 37 على طول. لو عربي يسالك ما جاوبتي، بالانجليزي تجاوبي.
والله بالعربي بجاوب ليه ان شاء الله يعني.
عمرك كام يا دودو؟ جاوبينا.
37.
العمر كله بصحه وخير وانت لسه صغيره.
على فكره الكمبيوتر بتاعه علق. شفتوا بقى ان الاي اي مش شغال؟ مش طلع هاي اندرو.
ايوه هو بيعلق ويرجع ثاني.
دكتور انت
الدكتور علق فعلا. يا خساره.
دكتور
What?
يا دكتور listen to me.
accept match.
ابديت دكتور، ابديت انترنت، ابديت. اشتري باقه اشتري 350 جنيه الباقه. ما تاخذ من باقات مصر ده كويسه احسن من وقف الحاله دي.
هو يلعب معايا ولا ايه؟ ده بيبعت معايا انا.
Only because Delgado.
طلع الوان.
ايه اللي هي؟
خرب بيت.
شايفين التان هناك ايه؟ وانت منين يا محمود؟
من الشيخ زايد. انت منين؟
اكتوبر؟
اكتوبر يا.
I'm in October too.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Yes.
I am October.
We are neighbor. Really?
We are neighbor. يعني جيران، احنا جيران. انت في اكتوبر وين؟ تميز؟
ان شاء الله. انا هبعت للدكتور العنوان.
انت الدكتور عاجبك قوي ليه؟ مش عارف.
لا انا بهزر والله بحب اهزر يا جماعه، ما تاخدوش الكلام على قلبكم قوي كده.
يا هلا الحكم الاول يا دكتور. هتقفل لي الكاميرا اللي انت فاتحها دي. ما تلعبيش بشعرك، يعني معناته حاجه ثانيه. افهمها غلط.
مين؟
لعب بالشعر.
نادو. هاي نادو. مش
ايوه
ما تفكرش.
انا تخصصي ده.
ما تفكرش. انت حلاق ولا ايه؟
لا مش حلاق، انا دكتور.
والله
ايوه
احنا المستشفى.
يا ساتر.
بص لا والله انا دكتور في الاعلام. انا
في الايه؟
في الاعلام.
اعلام.
شوف بقول لك على حاجه. اللعب بالشعر يا دودو اصلا هي يعني هو السلوك يكون عندك قلق، استرخاء، لفت انتباه، يعني امور كذي نفس الاشياء هاي تخصصنا
يعني
في علم
عشان
لا
انت
هو
علم نفس.
بص احنا بشرح لك مش علم نفس. هو الاعلام في جواه علم نفس الاعلامي. فاحنا نعمل تحليل للحركات، يعني زي تحليل خطاب، تحليل مذيعين كذا.
طيب انا حابه اعرفك بنفسي. انا دعاء واخده بدرس علم نفس. وانا سيرفيس اصلا وبساعد الناس. والحمد والله العظيم اقسم بالله. واخصائيه تربيه خاصه اللي هم الاطفال ذوي الاعاقات. واخده اكتر من دبلومه.
تخصص نادر هذا، بالعكس تخصص حلو
محترم. وواخده اكتر من دبلومه في التعامل مع السلوكيات الادمانيه للمراهقين والكبار. يعني الحمد لله دارسه علم نفس.
زي ممتاز.
ستيب باي ستيب. ها
ممتاز.
اصل انت على فكره عايز اقول لك على حاجه. مجرد ان جيرل تعمل كده ده مش انتباه، ده بتحب ان هي الكمال. دي حاجه اسمها انا ما احبش يعني او عاده. ما فيهاش اي حاجه من انواع اللي انت قلته ده خالص.
ما على حسب دراستي في جامعه القاهره. على حسب دراستي. ايوه جامعه القاهره. على حسب رسالتي في الماجستير عرفت ان حركه الشعر فيها ملل، فيها تعبير عن ارتباك، فيها انزعاج، فيها عدم امان، فيها مشكلات نفسيه ثانيه، هوس نتف الشعر، في اشياء كثيره. اشرح لك واحده صعبه عنصر.
لا مش صعبه.
يعني
انا فهمتك بس
فيها
لا هي بس كنوع من انواع التعود. يعني شفت كده هي القصه عايزاها تبقى شكلها كده مش كده.
ايوه في التعود. بس التعود له اجزاء خاصه في التاثير السلوكي وانت صغيره.
وانا صغيره كمان. مش انت محتاج تعيد دراستك تاني عشان الدراسه دي انت شكلك عاملها على ايدك وانت قاعد بتفطر.
اسالك سؤال زين. اذا انت صدق علم نفس تعرفي ايه عن المازوخيه؟
I don't know. Does it mute them too, or is it just me? Yeah, I guess so. Okay, they can still talk. I thought it was okay. So I thought I wasn't gonna mute them because I thought it muted them, but apparently, this is fine. At least we can. Yeah. I don't have like these are so awkward for me, guys. It's so weird. I thought I just like doing it at the end because it's kind of funny and it's like a change of pace and you know what I mean. Doing one at the end and you get like these weird random conversations that are super fun, you know, sometimes. But these like the 4-way one is really crazy. And then I can't leave, guys. You don't understand. Like I cannot leave. They have to vote me and allow me to leave. And I tried 3 times to leave. They denied me to leave every time. So it's like I don't know what to do. Yeah. I'm locked in. Like literally I cannot leave. I don't know what to do. Okay, we won. All right, we're out. We're out, guys. We're out hard. We're out. Rematch. See, they won't let me do it. Waiting for the others to approve. Nope, they didn't approve. They rejected it. Guys, I'm trying to leave and it's not letting me. I'm on the screen and I'm trying to like leave. I'm trying to leave. God, dude, do I just stop the live? Do I just stop the live right here? I don't know what to do. Jess, help me. Help me. How do I leave a 4-way battle? TikTok, help me. How to exit a battle on TikTok? No, they have to. Guys, I don't know what's happening. See? Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, dude, that's genius. Yes. Yes, it's incredible. That's a great yes. So now I got out because you requested. Dude, genius. Did you do that on purpose? Chance? You're incredible. You're awesome, Chance. You're so smart. Oh my god. I was literally Googling how do I get out of this? Okay. That was so weird, guys. That was so funny. I figure it's like a fun, weird, hilarious way to like end the day. You get like a weird group of people, you know what I mean? But Chance, you're amazing. Thank you so much. I think it's funny, I think, because like I'm stuck in this awkward conversation, you know, for 5 minutes. One, it's too long, guys. It's way too long. It could be like a minute. There's really no reason that's going on that long. So, oh, weird. That is weird. Yeah. That's so weird. Okay. Unfortunately, no, I am not AI. I am actually here. All right. Well, I mean, RFK is dangerous. He's a dangerous person, and he has, he's going to hurt people. So that's the problem. They're destroying science as an institution. And he's very bad. He's a very bad person. He's maliciously bad. Not just like, oh, you know, like he's doing some bad things. He's maliciously bad. All right. Guys, what a live. Incredible. Yeah, exactly. Marissa, I love it. Yeah, we need more people like you then. I totally agree. Hey, if there's one thing that Trump et al. Has told me, that anyone can be in these positions of power, so why not us? You know what I mean? Go out there. 2017, I was completely invigorated to join my local city hall as a volunteer. And there's tons of different opportunities for you to get involved at the city level. Excuse me. And yeah. So the idea that you can get involved, get going to City Hall, guys. Volunteer there. Have something going on at your local level so that you can actually see progress. Oh, they were talking about me the entire time, Omar? Are you serious? That's so weird. Oh my God. That's so weird. Anyway, internet's a weird place, guys, but this is our fun little niche, isn't it? We got our fun little community here that we are building, looking out for one another. Is anyone, one last chance, has anyone been vaccinated this week? I have something planned for you. If you've been vaccinated this week, say something. Okay. But absolutely, you should be getting all vaccines. Vaccines are safe and effective, and you should get them every year, with the flu, with the COVID booster, with any type of the main ones right now would be, I would get Tdap for the measles booster right now, and then the flu, and then the COVID one. So the Tdap booster is a good idea just because of the measles coming back, and then the flu every year, and then COVID every year. COVID's a really good one. It's a good sequence right now. SARS-CoV-2 is still a pandemic. RSV? If you don't have it, maybe. I did one round of vax for COVID, but never got it ever. Still a good one to get. Hey, Chance, how's it going?
Hey, hi.
How's it going?
It's going good. I just finished working, so it's a good thing.
Nice. Cool. Welcome.
Thank you. Are you trying to put me on the hot seat?
No, you just requested up, so I just wanted to.
No, I didn't. No.
You requested.
Before. Earlier. Did. So I could get you out of that situation.
Oh, no. You just shown up on my request to join thing, so I accepted.
I don't know why, but hey,
okay.
nice to see you.
Oh, yeah.
Do you believe in the, what are they talking about? Maybe you could help me out with these mRNA and the protein cells with the Pfizer shot.
Mm-hmm.
What? I mean, is that dangerous or?
No, they're safe and very effective. They're good. Yeah, you should get them every year with the flu. It's all just it's a new vaccine technology that's good, and that they're using for the COVID vaccines.
What was why was there so many blood clot situations with the COVID? We were talking about that tonight at work.
Yeah, I mean, so there's a lot of blood clots with SARS-CoV-2 and COVID-19. So if you're worried about blood clots and stuff, there's even more blood clots with the actual virus. So if you're worried about it, it's actually better to get the vaccine.
Okay. Well, I had one vaccine. I didn't continue though. I thought that I just figured I didn't need it every single year, actually.
Yeah, they update the sequence, so it's worth getting.
So they're just updated versions of.
Yeah, exactly. So every year the sequence gets updated based off of the sequencing data, so it can remain more accurate.
I see.
Yep.
So the more that they learn about the strain, right? Kind of like the flu.
Yeah, exactly.
Got you. Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
You have a good night.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah.
Okay, last one for real, for real. Ice Secret Baby. Closing out the night.
Hey
Yo,
there.
hi. How's it going?
Wonderful. How about you?
Good.
Happy to hear it. I had a couple questions for you.
Sure.
That's cool. Sure, it's late night. One of them would be, is it true that giving a vaccine too early in life could mess with how your entire immune system develops later on? I've always wondered that.
No, I mean they're all tested, and all the regimen is all tested, and they're all safe with what they recommend.
Well, I mean, I've heard some people say that immune system gets lazy if it relies on vaccines too much instead of natural exposure, right? So is that kind of a false false claim? Okay, that's really interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
I always thought immunity.
That's like, it's like wearing a glove, in you're like. I'm basically telling you should wear a glove before you touch that pan, and then someone's like, no, don't wear a glove, just touch the hot pan, the boiling pan with your bare skin. You don't want your skin to be lazy. It's like what? Like, no, I'm pretty sure it's damaging my skin actually, and I'd rather have a protective layer on that. In the same way, like your T cells and your B cells and all your immune system and stuff, like you're going to want to have antibodies that are created from those things. And that's what the vaccine is from. You create like a plethora of targets that you can make in response.
That's an excellent analogy, and it makes it very clear to understand. That's great. Thanks for that.
Cool.
And just
Nice.
my one follow-up question was, like, what's the threshold where herd immunity actually stabilizes?
Ooh,
Like,
that's a
does
really
it vary?
good question.
Like, does it vary a lot between like different diseases?
Yeah, it would. I would think that it would. I'm not a virologist, so this would be, or an immunologist. That would be the ones to ask. My hypothesis would be that it would be based on, one, how many viral genomes are out there, right? Because more viral genomes that are out there means that there's more viral genome recombinations that can happen. So there's more genetic diversity there. And then also the mutation rate of the virus. Some viruses have exceedingly high or small mutation rates for varying reasons. So that would be part of it too. I think those would be the two main sticklers.
That's so interesting. About mutation specifically, I've just heard that immunity is like 70% for some diseases.
I was going to say 95, but that makes sense, Omar. I agree. Because I was thinking, like, if it's a rapidly mutating virus, and then positive versus negative strand versus DNA virus versus, I mean, there's so many different types of viruses. So, but
totally.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think it's just interesting when you think about things like the COVID variants. Kind of signifies that the goalpost is moving a little bit, which is very fascinating. Anyways, I'll try to ask a virologist. That's interesting. Thanks.
Okay. Cool.
Have a great rest of your night.
All right. Thanks. All right. That's it for real. Duke, I know. We did a battle thing, and then it got me sucked in for like, they didn't let me leave. We did it, guys. Get your vaccines so that we can celebrate you in chat, guys. We got to get your vaccines. Emma, how's it going? Thank you guys so much. And now the section for you. Oh, I think Ice Seeker Baby. Thank you for that. Now the section for you. This section's for you. Oh, thank you so much. Last subscriber, Allison. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate you. And then we got Omar, Jen, Ducray being the top gifters of the night. Thank you so much. Trish Toko, Ice Secret Baby, Jess Jades, Serotonin, CK, and then our top likes. Thank you guys so much for 1 like, 1,000 like, 10,000 likes. Omar, JC Cypher, Alina, NB Kami, Ducray, Allison, Rebecca Collins, Jen, Trisha Toko. We got a Discord, guys. If you like to talk science and you want to give me an article so that I can talk about it later, we got it in the Discord. You can just put it in there and I'll talk about it. And all my publications are there in the link tree. So if you wanted to see what if I'm a scientist or not, or if you're interested in algae nanotechnology, I don't know. Maybe you're the second person in the world and the other person's me. But that would be cool if there's a second person in the world that's interested in it. Just putting it out there, guys. Just putting it out there. No pressure. No pressure. All right. We did it. We did it, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And you know what time it is, everyone. You know what time it is. You know how we end the show. You know. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. 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 See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Vaccines are safe and effective. Get vaccinated. Be cool. Public health is awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. See ya. Peace.